Welcome out, everybody. Welcome to Grassroots Media. I didn't do that as well as Tyler does. Let me try that again. Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to the Week 2 edition of the Biggie's Deli pregame show. We just had our high school game day represented by McAfee and McAfee Attorneys at Law. We had our special guest picker, Matthew Palazzo, with us, and we are lucky enough to have Matthew with us again here for the Biggie's Deli pregame show. Matthew, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you for having me tonight again.
Man, I got to just say this. I don't know if you will beat Coach Salzman's picking record tonight, but I will make a bold statement right now, and I will stand behind it 100%. You absolutely demolished him on the knowledge and all of that. So just feel good about that.
Well, hopefully I can also, get that record as well, maybe get 11, maybe 12 like we talked about. What if I go 14-0? I mean,
hey,
I think I deserve a trophy at that point, maybe a flag.
Well, maybe you will. Maybe that's something that we need to do, and maybe you will absolutely get that. Here's what I will say, though. Just being prepared is a great thing. I think a lot of people would expect you to be prepared for this game. Not only do you call a lot of games in Greene County, you know Chucky Doak very well. You graduated from here. Your brother is the starting quarterback for the Black Knights. You played against Grainger County. You had quite a bit of wealth of information. So right now, let's start with the Grainger Grizzlies. Take me through, what is it that Grainger likes to do and do a lot?
Well, I'll tell you what they like to do and do a lot. They love to run the ball. And in that Notre Dame box, they like to run the power, pull the guard, pull the tackle. They really only ever had one or two receivers out on the field at one time. And I was talking to one of my buddies earlier this week, and we were talking about just the tendencies of Grainger, and we were like, every wing T team, every Notre Dame box team that you play, kind of like Grainger in this scenario, they're one of those teams where they're going to run the ball down your throat, probably have 300, 350 yards of rushing on you a game. And you look at the stats after the game, and the quarterback throws 3 passes. Maybe he goes 2 for 3 or 3 for 3.
Yep.
But he's got 80 yards. He's got 100 yards for 2 touchdowns. And that's just the possibilities that your offense sets up. Once you're so downhill and you're always pulling those guards and tackles, that opens up the possibility for waggles. And now you're rolling out. You're hitting your receivers on deep crossers or these post-wheel concepts that they often have on the backside of the waggles. And so the quarterback play doesn't have to be stellar. They really just have to get the ball there. And in the past, that's what Grainger has done. They had a really good quarterback a few years back, Dawson. Last name's escaping my mind right now. They had a really good year or two back as the starting quarterback for Grainger when I was there. And it looks like they have a good signal caller again, good build on them. So that's pretty much what they're going to do, on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, was talking with a couple of the Chucky Doak players beforehand. They said, 3-4 team like to run that too high safety look. But Grainger's another one of those teams. I feel like you can kind of relate, watching so many of those Joe Case defenses.
Yep.
They have a 3-down lineman front, but and you see it with South Greene. Again, Coach Case did it last week against David Crockett. Once you face those run-heavy teams, they'll bring those outside linebackers up, and really it turns into a 5-man front, if you will. So it just opens up your possibilities that you have on defense as a play caller as well.
So looking at that, knowing what Chucky Doak, obviously it's a little bit of a wild card with a new coach in Billy Kaler, but knowing what Chucky Doak has liked to do historically, what do you think that Chucky Doak has to do well tonight to come away with the victory?
Well, I think they have to control the line of scrimmage. I think in any ball game, the line of scrimmage and the run game is one of the most important, particularly in high school football, one of the most important indicators of if you're going to win the ball game or not. And I think in years past, this matchup between Grainger and Chucky Doak is kind of, single-handedly just leaned on that factor. Who's going to win up front? And most often than not, it's been Grainger until a couple years ago. Chucky Doak's had some good O-lines. This year and last year have been some of their best O-lines that they've had in recent memory. Mentioned in the pregame pick'em show, Tony Hensley, Isaac Waycaster, they're that guard and tackle that are really good for the Black Knights. They had several pancake blocks I was watching on film from last week's game. So I think Chucky Doak can not only stack up to Grainger's offensive front and defensive front, but I think they might be able to surpass them tonight. And I think that battle fought in the trenches is going to determine what the score is going to look like at the end of the night.
And you may be right. We've got a lot more to talk about here on the Biggie's Deli pregame show. We'll be right back here after these messages. on, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of
new band uniforms.
We are back live here. I believe that we are back live here on the Biggie's Deli pregame show. It's the we talk about it all the time, Matthew. It's really nice technology when it works, and then when it doesn't work, it's extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
So, just one of the wonderful deals with trying to deal with wireless internet. It's a beautiful day. I guess the only thing I can account it for is maybe just pure heat, just messing with things. But we are back live. Fans, if you have not shared this stream, if you've not subscribed, do so. Please hit the subscribe button so that you will be notified whenever we go live with multiple content. Last week, we had our friends over at Motion Creative Media, formerly known as CW Media, who were on field at the North Green West Green game, and they were able to get some really good footage. And one of them are singing to me right now, but they were able to get some really good footage. We were able to edit that together and then put out a really cool recap video. We're going to do much of the same thing this week. A lot of excitement around that. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a new way for us to highlight what's going on in and around Green County sports this year, this season. But we are back live here on the Biggie's Deli pregame show, and we have a ton to talk about. Now, this year, restructured conferences. If you're Chucky Doak, you got to welcome GP into your conference. Is it tougher sledding? I have my own opinion here, but in your opinion, Matthew, is it tougher sledding for the Chucky Doak Black Knights this year than it has been in years past?
Absolutely it is. And, you look at a team like Gatlinburg-Pittman and a team like Pigeon Forge, and then you lose a team like West Green, and you kind of look at what you lost, what you gained, and you really gained two teams that would have won their regions outright, the last several years if it weren't for that juggernaut in Alcoa. And so, they come over to Region 1 and they join the likes of Chucky Doak. And I know when I was in high school, we played Pigeon Forge. We played, Gatlinburg-Pittman in the playoffs or maybe in a non-region game earlier in the year. And they always seemed to hold more gravity. Not only did they feel like bigger schools, maybe not in like attendance numbers, but certainly in the size up front that they had, the talent of their skill positions. And it just felt like every time we played them, that game carried a little bit more weight. And of course, you're losing a county rival in terms of a region game in West Green, but you're still picking up two very hard opponents in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg-Pittman, two teams that have been on the rise, both, and have been very competitive in Region 1.
For sure. So for Chucky Doak tonight, we talked a little bit about this in the game day show earlier, in the McAfee game day show, but we talk about a Chucky Doak team that right now, they really seem to like to get the ball in their athletes' hands. You mentioned in the game day show a couple of those athletes. You mentioned just a few minutes ago a couple of those athletes. If you were the offensive coordinator for this Chucky Doak Black Knights team, okay, let's just make it a little bit more personal. Your brother, quarterback.
Right.
Starting quarterback for the Black Knights this year. If you're talking to him, you're watching film, how is he making a decision on who to get the ball in the hands of with those guys outside for him?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the offense, and then I got to tell you a story afterwards.
Do that.
So first off, with their offense and something that they were working, pregame in their throwing lines, where they've implemented a lot more RPOs this year, and their slants, their hitches on the backside, and sitting down talking with Nicholas beforehand, we talked about the game last week, against Yaneka. I felt he could have taken a lot more advantage of those throws on that RPO, because anytime you got a team like Grainger or Yaneka who like to fill that box and force you to throw it pretty much against a much more run-heavy team like Chucky Doak tends to be, you've got those opportunities. You've got your one-on-ones on the outside. And so anytime you can get a slant in or a hitch maybe against a corner that's playing 10, 12 yards off, you got to take that. And especially when you have athletes like Chucky Doak has, the Isaiah Treadways, the Brock Rushes. And now time for the story.
Time for the story.
It's more of like a story about today, and then I want to recount something that I saw last week that just blew my mind. So, again, watching the pregame warm-ups, I watched Nick draw back, just simple, 3-step, drop step, throws it up to Brock, right? Brock turns around, catches the ball, one hand on the back of his helmet, pins it, spins around, and I look back at Nicholas, and all he's doing is shaking his head. And I feel like if you're a Chucky Doke fan, if you're a Chucky Doke player, that's what you got to do sometimes with those guys. Like, they had Brock had 2 plays last week that literally had me in my living room shaking my head. He has a punt return where he literally does a 360 midfield, and he continues to weave in and out the entire rest of the Yaneka team. And then 2 possessions after that, he has a kickoff return where I think he broke all 11 players, like he broke 11 tackles from all 11 players of Yaneka on his way dancing into the end zone. The only person that was able to tackle him was, I think it was Isaiah that caught him in the end zone and ended up tackling him. He's the only one to put him on the ground.
You know, he did that a lot last year. He had a moment in the playoff game against Gallenberg-Pittman.
Oh, yeah.
The play that he made where he catches the ball over here, literally flips, lands, I guess, on his head. He lands some strange finagling way and is able to not only get out of that tackle, not only make a couple more spin moves, but make a few more cutbacks and find his way into the end zone. He's a human highlight reel. And when you watch him, if you watch him walk out onto the field, you can look at him and you can say, yeah, he's probably an athlete. But when you look at Brock Rush walk onto the field, you don't think that guy is going to make 2 or 3 plays tonight that are going to leave my jaw on the ground. And then you've got a guy like Isaiah Treadway. You're talking about track speed, who it's got to be a really nice weapon for your brother to be able for Nicholas to just drop back, 3-step, 5-step drop, and just say, hey, Nick, I'm going to throw this as high and as far as I can go. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go up there and get that. Do we see that in again, we're 1 game in, but you've been around the program a little more than I have this year, obviously. You've seen some of the tape and stuff. I didn't get to watch the game last week. I read some stats and things. But is this a Billy Kaler offense that is going to spread the field out, throw the ball around as much or close to as much as last year?
I don't think they'll throw it as much as last year, but I think they'll throw it more than Billy Kaler expected to coming in. I think coming in, new coach from South Carolina, he had his mindset, and he's already done a lot of things, changing the culture in terms of he got new uniforms, like they got new footballs. Instead of using Wilsons, they're using Nikes, and they're getting new jerseys next year. But I think in terms of an offense coming into the season, he was much more run-focused, and then seeing those athletes that he had, seeing, who he had at the quarterback position, a veteran guy who's been here for a couple years in the system, he was like, man, I might have to get these athletes the ball. Now, Brayson Mervin is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get, 3-4 touches a game where he's going to break, several tackles on his way into the end zone. He'll leave you scratching your head as well. And I think that's just the beauty of it. If you're a Chucky Doke fan, you've got 3 or 4 guys to where you give them the ball in space, and each one of them has the ability to make a game-changing play at any point in the game.
At any point. I wholeheartedly agree. When we come back, we'll get some final thoughts from Matthew Palazzo. We'll talk a little bit more about this game as we get ready for the Corner Pond Friday Night Lights presented by Tommie's Plumbing Week 2 Game of the Week broadcast between Chucky Doke High School and Grainger. Right now, though, we are in the Biggie's Deli pregame show. I asked Drew last week, Matthew, have you been to Biggie's Deli yet?
I have not. He asked me last year. We were doing a game together. He asked if I had been to Critter's Corner. I also have not been to Critter's Corner.
So you've still not made it out to Critter's Corner?
I haven't.
You absolutely need to make it to Critter's Corner.
It's on the other side of town for me, but I definitely have to make a trip out there.
Well, it's on the other side of town, not the other side of the world.
Right.
You know, you got to make it out to Critter's Corner. You also have to make it out to Biggie's Deli. And when you go to Biggie's Deli, what I encourage you to try is the Black and Jack chicken. I said it last week. It's the only thing I've eaten there. Probably will be the only thing I ever eat there. It's extremely good. It's a lot. You have so much food there. I think it's almost impossible to eat the giant sandwich. It's impossible to eat the whole sandwich and in one sitting. You're going to be taking it home with you. I encourage you this weekend or sometime this week, run by Biggie's Deli, tell them that Dalton with Grassroots sent you, and enjoy a Black and Jack chicken sandwich.
Black and Jack chicken sandwich. I'll do you one better. I'll get a couple of my buddies that play the offensive line. I'll take them to Biggie's Deli.
There you go. I'm sure they will appreciate that because they could probably put away some real Black and Jack chicken. We'll be back right after these messages here on the Biggie's Deli pregame show live from Lower Afton.
Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered? Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome. Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to the Biggie's Deli pregame show, Week 2 edition here at Chucky Doke. Real quick, radio program's about to get going. We are just a short 30 minutes away from kickoff here in beautiful Lower Afton, Tennessee. What are your three keys to tonight's game for first Grainger County? What are your three keys to victory for Grainger County, and then we'll give the opposite side for Chucky Doke. Grainger County first.
Right. I think if you're Grainger, you got three keys. First one being stop Brayson Mervin. I think if you're going to succeed tonight on defense, it has to begin with stopping Brayson. If you can't establish your dominance, especially up front on defense, you're not going to be able to stop Brayson, and in turn, you're going to get just bombarded by that offensive firepower of Chucky Doke. I think number two would be to establish that run game that they have. You know, they rely so heavily upon. Run that ball, run your power, all the things that you're accustomed to doing. And then third most, I would say jump out early. You don't want to, like you saw it last week with Yaneka, you want to jump out early, because if you get behind early against Chucky Doke, they're going to run away with it, especially in front of their home crowd. And that's always a good thing on the road. You always want to establish that momentum. We saw Crockett, they weren't able to take advantage of it last week against South Green.
Right.
And especially playing a team like Chucky Doke that you've been pretty close and back and forth with the last couple of years. Jump out early, and you got to, if you have any chance of winning, you got to score early and hold them as many times as you can, that first half especially.
That's our three keys for Grainger County's
Right.
success tonight. Flip on the other side of that. Home team, Chucky Doke, what are their three keys to success?
Well, I think they share one with Grainger. I think they have to start early as well. I think last week against Yaneka, they came out a little sluggish. They came out a little shell-shocked, game one under Billy Kaler. They looked a little, like the lights were a little bit too bright for them. They can't do that tonight against a much better opponent in Grainger. They have to jump out. They have to get on top early. And like I said about Grainger having this key, you can't let them, you can't let them score first. You can't let the road team coming from an hour and a half away in Rutledge come out here and take the lead, because that's something that they've done in the past, and they haven't relinquished that lead, the times that I've played them at least.
Right.
I'd say point two, give Brayson Mervin his touches. He's finally healthy. Last week, I should say, came back a little prematurely, rattled off some huge plays. You probably played him a little bit more than you were expecting to against Yaneka, but now you've got him. He's healthy. He's 100%. Get him his touches. 12 touches for that guy. He's going to net 150 yards, a couple touchdowns at least.
Every time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, get the ball in his hands. And I'd say third, probably the most important key for tonight's game, and I think they're going to be the two biggest players in tonight's game, and whether the Black Knights win tonight, it's going to be get the ball to Isaiah Treadway and get the ball to Brock Rush in space. They can make plays, and they can turn a 5-yard hitch into a 60-yard touchdown. They can make a 50-50 jump ball, 100-0 jump ball in that back of the end zone.
Yes.
Isaiah has shown it. Brock has shown it. Brock's very good on special teams tonight as well, so watch for that, both at punt returner and kick returner. So give the ball to them as early and as often as you can. Let them just dance with the ball out in space. Give them the quick screens. Give them the tunnel screens, the slants, the hitches, and they will make big plays for you tonight.
Well, you heard it here. This has been Matthew Palazzo. He's been gracious enough to be with us for the high school game day represented by McAfee and McAfee Attorneys at Law. And here in the last 30 minutes on the Biggie's Deli pregame show, we're 27 minutes from game time. Matthew, I appreciate you being with us. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to stay right here. We won't take any commercial breaks or anything else. We will pause audio for just a few moments while we switch over to the radio broadcast, which will begin any moment now on WIKQ. Wherever you're listening, if you're listening to WIKQ, when you get to a spot where you can pull up YouTube, either on your smart TV, your cell phone, your laptop, anywhere where you can get YouTube, you can not only hear the call from Barry and Brian, but you can also watch it live right here on Grassroots Media. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for being with us through the Biggie's Deli pregame show. The Corner Pond Friday Night Lights, presented by Tommie's Plumbing Game of the Week broadcast, is coming up in just a few short minutes, so hang with us.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get back down to normal people. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna date myself a little bit. Grainger and Chickadoga played each other since 2017. Prior to 2017, they played Rutledge, because Rutledge and Washburn was supposed to go together and make Claiborne Grainger High School, and Washburn said, "No, I don't think so." So it's actually, well, I guess it's the whole county, but anyway, but it's used to have, and that's the great thing about where we are and where we're located. There's a lot of good football teams and good football programs you can go to without traveling 2 or 3 hours, unless you go to Mountain City, but it's 2 hours wherever they go. Okay, so I mean, think about that.
You know, they were supposed to merge as this one big unit, but Washburn said, "We're not coming across Clinch Mountain. Are you crazy? We'll never get to school." So Rutledge, it was supposed to be called Grainger County High School, and it just became a new school for Rutledge, so they dropped the county and just named it Grainger.
Hey, another insight. I'm Mr. Trivia Man, that makes no sense, but Clinch High School, you know, at Metropolis and Clinch, they ship kids to Cherokee. every day. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we're fortunate where we are is what I'm trying to say.
We're in a good place.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. One, we're talking about another first-year head coach, and Billy Kaler. He comes into us here from South Carolina. You know, this summer he was a little bit concerned that they didn't have the numbers from a team that won another conference championship from a year ago. He was a little bit concerned with that, but you know, I think once the kids got to know him, he was fine. He's an offensive lineman. He's played college football. He's excited to be here, and his team got a big win last week.
Usually, what is this? 3 coaches in 4 years?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a highly unusual thing because usually you'll see if it's a bad program, guy will come in and say, "I'm out of here." But this is I think Chuckey-Doak is probably, you know, I hope my West Green ancestors don't roll over the grave, but Chuckey-Doak's got an outstanding football program, and it goes back, you know, back to the Fry and before him, but George Fry, Ben Murphy, and continuing on from there. And they've been a good football program that contends. And I would say some of the guys that's thought about playing says, you know, we're changing coaches all the time, you know, and it's every coach. I promise you, no matter what level it is, Pee-wees, NFL, that coach coming in says, I know how to do it. My way's the best way. You don't have a guy come in, that's West Green and me, going, I don't have a clue what we're doing, but we're going to go out there anyway.
18 years of Ben Murphy, and a lot of success there for him as well. We talked about that 2010-2014 run where they averaged, you know, 7 wins a season. 18 years, Matt Ripley for a year, Dallas Kirkendall last year, who's now at Morristown East. It's Dr. Matt Ripley now as he worked on his doctorate and got that finished up. And now Billy Kaler comes in. And he doesn't come into an empty cupboard, as you've already talked about. A kid last year in Brazen Mervyn that ran for just over 1,500 yards and 25 touchdowns. It's pretty good to have him in the backfield.
Well, and we've been doing this together for, I guess, 12 consecutive years? You're a saint, by the way. But my wife's a bigger saint than you are, but that's beside the point. But you always note something about Chuckey-Doak, and I've watched them for years now. Number one, they're going to have a tough running back. I mean, every year some running back was breaking the record from the previous running back the year before. And they're always good on the offensive line. Yeah. I've always, since we've been doing this, since I've been watching them, I've always been impressed with their play of the offensive line. And I think it's kind of tradition here. You're an offensive lineman, then you better be good.
And they're stout up front, which allows them to be able to have some room. Who they do replace this year is Caden Tulloch. And Tulloch was a record-breaking season, single-season career marks, over 2,000 yards thrown last year, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks through the season. Get to the second round of the playoffs, fall to Gatlinburg-Pittman in a thriller. And in steps another Palazzo. Matthew Palazzo was that record breaker guy sitting over here to your left, and his family's down here watching now Nick Palazzo take over his senior year.
And he may be the tallest, biggest quarterback in high school. High school quarterback we'll see all year. He's definitely not kin to me, okay? And of course it's Secret Service stuff because Chuckey-Doak don't put height and weight on theirs either. But he's a big old youngin'. And so he's probably, and he's following some good footsteps.
And he can see over that offensive line.
Well, that was a problem for somebody.
Yeah, somebody that you need to get the ball to, you may not be able to see, is Brock Rush.
Best pass I ever threw in my whole coaching career. I never will forget this. I dropped back, and I knew the guy was going down across the middle. I couldn't see him, and I thought, well, he's supposed to be there. Threw it, caught it, went for a touchdown. And, hey, way to go, Barry. Yeah, I bet if you knew the true story.
Last year, Brock Rush may have had the play of the year in the state of Tennessee in this playoff game. And when you have an electric player like that, it makes your offense just a whole lot better.
Well, I mean, we talked about Mervyn, Brayson. He's a line of Mervyns. But he's a great back. Okay, all right, we're going to get up here and we're going to shut down the running game. We're going to shut down Mervyn. But then you just pitch it out there to another athlete on the outside who, like I said last year, made it be the best high school play ever. And how do you defend both of them? Okay, and then what that does, okay, all right, well, we'll take away Mervyn. We'll go out here and take away Rush. Get somebody another opportunity to step up and watch me. Yeah. So there you go.
3 of the top 5 receivers from a year ago return. Gone is Austin Morris and Rio Little, but Isaiah Treadway is the leading returner. 18 catches, 480 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and he may be the fastest kid on this field tonight. And that, with the triple-headed juggernaut that Chucky Doak has, is why they are so difficult to defend and why they put up so many points last week.
Well, you go in and you watch film as a defensive coordinator, you say, all right, this is what they like to do. We're going to stop that. But if you got 3, it's hard to stop 3 things. Yeah. I mean, you just got 11 players. I mean, if you put 33 players out there, you might be able to shut down all 3 facets. But no, so you got to, I guess the old saying is you pick your poisons. We're going to take somebody away and see if somebody else can beat us.
Chucky Doak has some defense as well. After they gave up 12 points in that first quarter, Unaka, they threw 3 quarters of shutout football. They put up the big victory last week against Unaka, 54 points. They put up 56 last year against Grainger. Does the offensive juggernaut continue here tonight? Well, we'll find out. It'll be the 19th meeting between these 2 teams. Chucky Doak coming off the win, but they trailed the series with Grainger leading 13-5 in the previous 18 games. When we come back, we'll hear from first-year head coach Chucky Doak leading the new night table, the 3rd new coach in 4 seasons. That's when our Game of the Week pregame, presented by McAfee and McAfee Law Firm, continues. It's the County Football Game of the Week from Chucky Doak. It's Chucky Doak and Grainger, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Ace Hardware on West Main is the place for automotive keys. Our brand new Duracell Key Center programs remotes, push-button smart keys, and fobs. We have over 100 models in stock. Unlock the savings of up to 60% when compared to dealer prices. Call us with your vehicle's make, model, and year at 639-6223. Visit acegrimble.com or stop by the store Monday through Saturday. Ace, the helpful place, 1023 West Main Street.
Ace, the helpful place.
Roto-Rooter isn't just a drain service company. Roto-Rooter is North America's #1 residential plumber. From your toilet, faucets, sinks, garbage disposal, shower, dishwasher, washing machines, or hot water heater, Roto-Rooter technicians will arrive quickly to your home, driving a Roto-Rooter vehicle stocked with all of the necessary equipment, tools, and knowledge to resolve any home plumbing problem. Call Roto-Rooter at 639-1221 with all of your plumbing and drain needs.
The real estate market is hot. Hi, I'm Lindsay Cutshaw with Southbound Real Estate. If you are looking to list your home or rental property, our area has never seen a better time than now. Listings are selling for top dollar and selling fast. So give Southbound Real Estate a call at 823-9082 or stop by and see us at 218 North Main Street, the former Election Commission office. We cannot wait to work for you.
The Friday night game of the week, the presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. And now, the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten.
It's our county football game of the week, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan. Chucky Doak and Grainger, joined by Chucky Doak head coach Billy Kaler, who picks up your first win of the year. What I didn't prepare you for was your emotion of picking up that first win here at Chucky Doak. How'd you feel last week?
Oh, it was great. It kind of a little monkey off your back. There's a lot of stress and worry that goes into being a head football coach, and when you get that first one, it certainly helps. To have my parents were here, my in-laws were here. First thing I saw at the football game was my son running at me, and he grabs my headset and runs around the field with my headset on. So that's a hard. You can't beat that feeling.
Yeah, and it is good. An emotion like that is awesome. I think you're going to find that there's an emotional connect with the fans here in Lower Afton at the Black Hole. They love it to embrace you, and especially getting that first win. Good group of kids too to work with this year. But what is it that you need to see a little bit better this week from them?
I didn't think we finished our week of practice last week great, and it showed early in the game against Unaka. We've had a better week of practice this week. Same issues you have every year. Early games, we need to practice. We need to tackle better.
Yeah.
We had a couple of alignment issues, stuff that happens with every team across the country. The big thing I was looking for was our practice toward the end of the week, and I thought we really improved on that this week.
If there was something that you thought, wow, I didn't expect that to happen for us, and that was a huge positive, what did you like about what you guys did last week?
Our kids bounced back really well. We had every opportunity down 12-7 in the first quarter to a team that we felt like we had a good chance to beat, to kind of point fingers and roll up on, and we didn't. They fought back really well and played well down the stretch. You you see the highlights and you hear about it as a new coach, but you Brock Rush in the return game is absolutely electric. That's a emotional boost there, and you can't prepare yourself to see something like that. I mean, the kid stops on a dime and turns around on the sideline, and then breaks it for a touchdown. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, he's special. Was there a special moment from an individual like that maybe you thought, I didn't see that coming from them this week?
Hayden Roper played a great football game on offense and defense. He had a pick six, tackled well, ran the ball well, showed much better vision than I expected, to be honest, and balance. And, he's banged his knee up a little bit, but when we get him back, he's going to be a big part of what we do. So he played well.
Joined by Chucky Doak head coach Billy Kaler, whose team takes on Grainger. Traditionally, these teams have always been fairly competitive, and when these two teams get together, I think a lot of it has to do with the systems that each team brings to the table. When you check out Grainger, what do you think can challenge you on the defensive side? What would their offense do give you some headaches this week?
Well, they're very similar to us offensively. They're pretty good up front. They're fairly aggressive. I obviously like their scheme because we mirror a lot of the schemes. So, we're going to have to play sound football. When you run stuff like they run, power and the counter and buck sweep, and if you're not gap sound and you don't play good assignment football, they're going to find that gap. They're going to find that hole. So they're going to challenge us defensively, make sure we're aligned properly, make sure we're gap sound, make sure we're physical at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be good old-fashioned Southern high school football. You got to win the line of scrimmage, win a football game.
There was a Palazzo that was here. He's throwing the ball. He's spinning it a little bit for Tusculum right now. Matthew was great. I think the Palazzo name is big. Not sure I wasn't sure that we were going to see him. I'm not sure if you thought you would see him last week. You did. You saw him come out, and then the offense kind of responded there in that second quarter, and the rest was history. How is your offense going to be challenged by their defense?
We're going to have to be able to take what we're given defensively. They're sound. They play hard. They tackle well. They played a physical Claiborne team last week and played them well up front. So we're going to have to be really physical up front. And, Nick's going to be challenged since he's going to have to take the throws that are given and take advantage of what we know we can complete. And not necessarily have to lean on him to throw it 65 times, but to take advantage of the ones we know are open.
Some of the things that I've learned in doing these interviews, coaches don't care about this or that. They care about going 1-0 this week. And so my final is, what's the winning formula? How do you go 1-0 this week?
We got to win the line of scrimmage. We got to win the line of scrimmage. If we can win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, we got a pretty dang good chance to win a football game.
Chucky Doak Black Knights, the Grainger Grizzlies kickoff is coming up as you listen to the Greene County Football Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Welcome back to the Greene County Football Game.
There's an app for almost anything, and now including your prescriptions at Ashley Drug Center. That's right. All you need to do is text RX Local to 64890 to use the app to order and manage refills from your phone. You can also text pharmacist with the app messenger. It's just another service Ashley Drug offers to make prescription filling easy and convenient. Text RX Local to 64890. Ashley Drug, West Greene Shopping Center.
As the weather warms and we enjoy another beautiful season in East Tennessee, as families travel to and from, making memories to last a lifetime, all of our Marathon Quick Stop markets are proud to provide a stopping place along the way to grab a snack and fuel your marathon of life with Marathon's quality, top-tier gasoline. From all of us at your neighborhood Marathon Quick Stop markets, drive safe and enjoy the ride. Marathon Quick Stop markets, run in when you run out.
Gotta get to Gateway.
There's never been a better time than now to get to Gateway Ford in Greenville. Choose from a huge selection of new F-150s, Super Duties, Broncos, Mustangs, and Mavericks. Plus the Gateway price.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today. at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638
Stadium, and a big reason that they do that is because of the rescheduling, redistricting, and when the schedule came out for Dobyns-Bennett, they had just 4 home games, and a former Green Devil himself said, hey, we want to play, but you're going to have to come here in order to get that done, and Greenville says we'll be there. They're on TV tonight as well. That's the WCYB TV game of the week as well. Here tonight, Grainger and Chuck Udo, glad to have you guys along Grassroots TV as well. For those guys and for you tuning in and watching here tonight, we'll have that kickoff for you here just about 6.5, 7 minutes away from now. West Green tonight after the Evan Monroe era kicked off with a victory last Friday night against North Green. They'll go up on top of Old Rome Mountain, if you will, as they'll take on the Cloudland Highlanders. Evan very well versed. And what he's about to experience tonight, the sprinklers will be turned on at about 6 o'clock as they're just getting ready to walk out onto the field and warm up. It'll be wet, it'll be muddy, and there has been no rain for about 15 days, it seems like. But it will feel as if it's rained on top of Roan Mountain. Meanwhile, the North Green Huskies take a long trek. They'll head to Castlewood, Virginia. The Blue Devils will be playing their first game of the season, and the North Green Huskies will be looking for their first win of the year tonight in Virginia. Meanwhile, elsewhere, what Jim Miller will keep with tonight for the scoreboard coverage, Union County and Claiborne. It'll be Gatlinburg-Pittman against Cott County tonight. Pittman, the early number 3 team in the state in 3A. Cherokee, North Carolina is traveling to Cosby. Thomas Walker, out of Virginia, taking on Cumberland Gap. Westridge taking on Daniel Boone. Boone shut out Westridge last year. Westridge, a big shutout victory against Volunteer last week. Cherokee will take on David Crockett. Crockett will look to rebound after their loss to South Green. Unicoi County takes on Happy Valley. Sevier County, a number 9 team early in 5A poll, takes on Jeff County. Oakdale and Jellicoe, 4th in the state. Hampton falling last week to Pigeon Forge out of this tough Region 1 3A. They'll take on Johnson County and Mountain City tonight. Elizabeth and the third-ranked team in 4A taking on Morristown West. Northview Academy and Pigeon Forge no longer a conference game as Pigeon Forge in 3A. Northview Academy bumping up to 4A. Northview Academy in the conference with Greenville, Elizabethton, and company this year. Meanwhile, Tennessee High, after the loss last week to the Green Devils, will take on Sullivan East, who picked up a victory last week. Lakeway Christian and Volunteer, Science Hill and Anderson County. Good showdown there. The defending state champ Anderson County Mavericks with the new quarterback. Isaiah Hall may be a name that is familiar with some in the area. Started at Cott County. Was it Greenville? Was it Jeff County last year? Anderson County this year. William Blunt takes on Carnes. Eagleton Academy, the new team out of Region 1 2A, added to South Green and West Green's conference. They take on the Scott Highlanders, and Hancock County and Ryco, Virginia will square off. South Green Unaka have the early bye week, and Sean Jones was talking about the earliest bye week in South Green history likely, and they will have this week off after their big victory against David Crockett last week. Here tonight, Greenville taking on Dobyns-Bennett. Again, locally, we've got Chucky Doak and Grainger. It's West Green and Cloudland and North Green and Castlewood, Virginia. We'll have another in-county showdown for you next week. We'll stay with these Chucky Doak Black Knights, but they'll head out to Big Ridge and take on the West Green Buffaloes. That game was always the final game of the year. Well, always. Over the last few years as conference opponents, and was always great theater, great drama, as that game usually meant somebody was staying at home, someone was either going home, or somebody was going on the road into the playoffs and getting that home berth or getting that 3 seed or staying out of the 4 seed, however it was. in that game. But now it's a non-conference game, but an in-county showdown. It's great to have those county matchups, and we'll have that for you next Thursday night, and that'll be here from 103.1 FM WIKQ on a Thursday ahead of the Labor Day holiday. When we do come back, the Coach Barry Carter rejoins us as we get set for kickoff. It's Chucky Doak, it's Grainger, it's from the Black Hole here in Lower Afton. This is the Friday night game of the week, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan on WIKQ.
This is Connie Kilday, branch manager at Andrew Johnson Bank, your trusted banking partner for over 4 decades. Banking is more than just numbers and transactions to me. It's my passion. So if you're looking for a banking partner who truly cares about your financial well-being, look no further. Visit me at our main office in downtown Greenville. Andrew Johnson Bank, where helping friends is our business. ajbank.com, member FDIC.
The IHOP of Bayleton, located inside the David Crockett TA Travel Center, is open 24/7. That's right, they never close, which is perfect for this time of the year with all those ball games you're attending. And they'll have their full menu, full breakfast menu, anytime, day or night. Burgers, great steaks, meat with vegetable sides, sandwiches made just the way you like, and you can top it all off with a dessert. So bring the family. Go to Bayleton, home of the IHOP, open 24/7, exit 36, Interstate 81 in Bayleton.
Food. It's what makes our world go round. That's why there's an authentic butcher shop in every store where certified Angus beef is hand-cut every day. Nobody does food like Food City.
This week, save on lean ground round, $4.99 a pound for 3 pounds or more. Red, white, or black seedless grapes, $1.49 a pound. Smart Ones dinner entrees, 6 for $10, and more. Certain restrictions apply.
At Bayleton Drug Company, we make filling your prescriptions quick and easy with our drive-through and home delivery. Or come in store and see what all we offer in our large over-the-counter and home medical equipment sections. And be sure to see our wellness center for all natural drug-free home remedies to prevent and provide you relief from what ails you. That's at Bayleton Drug Company, where you're a neighbor, not a number. 515 Van Hill Road in Bayleton.
This is Joseph with the McAfee and McAfee Law Firm. You're the people that make us proud of the work we do. When one of you is injured in an accident, the first question we ask is your name, not your claim number. We stand for the people of our community every day, working to get the settlement you deserve. We are McAfee and McAfee attorneys, and we make your problems our problems. We're the right firm right now. Check out our sweet new website, McAfeeattorneys.com, or call us day or night at 638-7000.
The Friday night game of the week, the special presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. Brought to you by
the Marathon Quick Stop Markets, Roberts Furniture and Mattress Gallery, your Greenville Energy Authority, by Greenville Federal Bank, Ashley Drug Center, by Hometown Realty and Auction, Ace Hardware, Roto-Rooter of Greenville, Andrew Johnson Bank, Rusty's Tire and Alignment, Bayleton Drug Company, by Terry's Flooring, Southbound Real Estate, Davy Crockett TA Travel Center, by Town and Country Pharmacy, by Food City, and by Gateway Ford Nissan.
And now, Friday nights under the lights with the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten. Once again, Brian Staten.
So we welcome you back into the Black Hole here at Chucky Doak High School in Lower Afton. Game 2 of the season, week 2 of the year, is the Black Knights coming off their victory against Unaka. Grainger coming off their victory against Claiborne. They've got a sophomore quarterback after taking over from some really good senior depth at Grainger over the last couple of seasons. So the youngsters will be out there somewhat for Coach Michael Manus, but it's a large roster for Grainger, 68
If you're going to be 4A, you better be large roster.
You got to have it.
Right, I think my 12-hour deodorant's about 13 hours old. Golly.
It's a little warm.
Yeah.
I tried to bring you some air conditioning tonight.
Yeah, fan feels pretty good.
So it'll be Marco Rojas getting set to kick it away for the Chucky Doak Black Knights, the senior who's been handling the kicking duties ever since a freshman. He was kind of just given the opportunity by Ben Murphy. He says, yeah, I'll just go out there and kick. I think I can. No, didn't have any type of warm-up and kicked it into the end zone. He said, higher. Rojas foot to leather, and it will be a high, short kick that's actually going to hit the ground and be picked up at the 16, straight up the middle, 25-30, and then taken down rather aggressively and rudely
That time by the Checkpoint Oak Black Knights special teams unit. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies as Cade Williams on the return. A young sophomore, outstanding basketball talent, and got to lower the head a little bit. Or Coach Adam Wolfenbarger won't have him for basketball season.
Yeah, it looked like he's about to break. I thought our kicker was fixed to make a tackle as a kicker, but all of a sudden somebody from Checkpoint Oak stepped over and filled the hole, so it looked like it's going well. Hey, they're running out of the pistol. That's Vogue.
That's funny. It's kind of a new concept here for the Grizzlies, and the first snap will be a false start against the Checkpoint Oak Black Knights as Luke Davis, young sophomore, is going to be the new quarterback this year. So the encroachment coming against Checkpoint Oak. Saw a couple of those last week as well, and it's the hard clap, which is vogue in all sorts of football now. And it was able to get the left end to drop.
Football coaches are the biggest thieves in the history of mankind. If what works for somebody, that coach will say, well, I believe I'll try that too. Of course, I used to go to those coaching clinics, and they'd talk about how to do it. Yeah, but you got receivers that run a 4.3, not a 6.4.
Well, true. So it's going to bring up a 1st down and 5, and then move the ball to the 36-yard line for the Grizzlies. And this will be a sweep to the left side. Handoff has 1st down yardage, 40, 45, and up to the 47-yard line. And the carry by Hunter Malakote. Malakote will take it across the 45 to the 47-yard line. It's an Apex Bank 1st down for the Grizzlies.
And we talk about it every week. You got to set that edge. And that time, Grainger was able to seal the end to the inside, and the back got on the edge, and he got major yards off of that.
Ball spotted at the 48.
So 1st and 10 at the 48. And it'll be Grainger coming to the line of scrimmage. Again, the young sophomore. Again, that is for these Grainger Grizzly team, and it's going to be Luke Davis. Will hand it off right up the middle. Hard running by Dawson Fowler, and he's into the secondary at the 40, 35, and down to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be another 1st and 10, brought to you by Apex Bank. Just at the 29-yard line as Brock Rush comes up with that stop, and I believe there may have been a face mask right at the first point of contact.
Could have very well looked like, and I tell you what, Grainger's offensive line is moving the line of scrimmage, but Grainger's got an H-back, number 8, who is a full person, okay?
Yeah.
He's not lacking any part. And what he's doing, he's set up right behind like the guard or the tackle, and he became a lead blocker that just crashed down in on top of it. He actually patted the lineman on the hip saying, I'm right here behind you, and here I come.
So it'll be added 5 yards on the incidental face mask. 1st and 10 inside the 25 at the 24. And the first pass will be a receiver screen to the near side to Williams at the 25. Penalty flag is thrown, and the tackle is made at the 21. And Brock Rush is already everywhere on this field for the Checkpoint Oak Black Knights. And Williams, again, a great basketball talent, is slow to get up for the Grainger Grizzlies.
Yeah, a lot of times they get twisted. And you're right, you plant your foot and you get weight comes down on you from the tackler, and that ankle will bend ways that you're not supposed to. But wide receiver was his job was to block the cornerback, and the cornerback didn't stand still. He moved, so the wide receiver reached up and grabbed him. And if all places to make a penalty, not right in front of the side judge, they can see that.
And Jeff Fancher was right there on top of it. Williams will get up slow. He's going to sprint off the field.
Yeah.
And a holding penalty was called against Grainger from the 22-yard line. So we're going to back him up 10 yards back to the 32-yard line and bring up 1st down and 18.
Yeah. Give me a little camera time here. I'm hurt over on the sideline. I'm healed. Or Roberts showed up.
1st and 20.
So back it up again to that 32-yard line. And 2 wideouts will go to the far side. One of them is not Williams. In the backfield is going to be Davis. And Malakote is in the backfield as well. He's going to get the handoff and run it to the left side. He'll avoid one inside the 30 and get down to about the 28, 27-yard line. Dawson Fowler with the carry. And Brayson Mervin is able to track him down from his outside backing position. Going to bring up 2nd and 13.
Number 50, Hunter Cure for Grainger County Jr. got out there and sealed that end there and just took him down inside into the offensive backfield, and the running back, number 11, I guess it was, Fowler, was able to get around the edge for good yards. But 50 just pinned that big lineman for Checkpoint Oak down inside.
Second down, 13 coming up for the Grizzlies. That H-back lining up to the right side. Malico back in the backfield. This pass is going to be picked up and throws it right to Chucky Doak's Isaiah Treadway, and he's going to take it 80 yards to the house. Pick six. Touchdown, Chucky Doak. Touchdown, Isaiah Treadway.
Well, that's a tough call right there if you're Grainger County. And a great play by Isaiah Treadway, who's a senior who needs to step up. But that was as long a pass as that young man is going to make all game, because he was on that far hash mark or middle of the field and tried to throw it all the way over here to this sideline. There's no way. I mean, you'd have to have a Barry Carter arm to do something like that. And Treadway said, I can see this coming. Watch this. See if you can catch me. Not.
Right. Well, it will be a pick six, and it was just inside the 20, around the 22. We'll call it officially a 78-yard interception return for Isaiah Treadway, and Rojas to attempt the point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. And we go to a break. Timeout on the field back in 1 minute, where it's Chucky Doak 7, Grainger 0. 9:50 left, opening quarter, as you listen to the County Football Game of the Week, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan on WIKQ.
Hometown Realty of Greenville is selling Greenville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call
On the edge for good yards, but 50 just pinned that big lineman for checking up down inside.
Second down, 13 coming up for the Grizzlies. That H-back lining up to the right side. Malico back in the backfield. This pass is going to be picked up and throws it right to Chucky Doak's Isaiah Treadway, and he's going to take it 80 yards to the house. Pick six.
With so many home design trends, it can be hard to decide what is best for your space. That's why you see my posse and his staff at Terry's Flooring. If it's giving your bathroom an upgrade by installing modern shower tiles or geometric floor tile, an eye-catching wood accent wall, a marvelous mosaic backsplash, or an entranceway in herringbone pattern, get inspired by seeing my posse at Terry's Flooring on Kaiser Boulevard.
And now, back to the field with Brian Staten and Barry Carter.
Rojas kicking it away. It was a short kick the first time. This time it's going to be 3 yards deep into the end zone for a touchback, and Rojas flashing that leg for the Black Knights. Well, it was a run, pass, screen, run, pass, pick.
First and 10 for Grainger.
78 yards. Isaiah Treadway, the point after good, 7-0, and the Black Knights still on defense.
Well, sometimes I think coaches outsmart themselves. We're running the ball basically down their throat. We ought to throw one.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, just keep doing it.
Falls under the category of seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, Evan Monroe learned last week.
Yeah.
We can run it.
Why throw it?
And why throw? So it's first and 10 for the Grizzlies as they scrimmage from their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Malicote is in the backfield, and the handoff will go to him running left side for maybe a yard, and it'll be brought down by the linebacker, James Seidel. Seidel comes up with that stop after a gain of about a yard, maybe a half yard, 2nd and 9.
Them good linebackers, they read a hole. Oh, excuse me. Good popcorn there, Brian.
Yeah,
they see a hole and they fill that gap, and he shot that gap and got that runner back. And that's what it looks like. Chuck may have made some defensive adjustments over here on the sideline.
Second down and about 9. 7-0 Black Knights. They take the early lead on the pick six by Isaiah Treadway, and he had it in his hands. He had nobody in front of him, but still no one was going to catch it.
No.
This snap is dropped, and it's going to be picked up by Davis in the backfield. He's going to be driven down to the turf at around the 10-yard line by the defensive lineman, Tony Hensley. Hensley comes up with that stop, and the line of scrimmage is now the 13.
You know how much I love the shotgun formation.
Well, you love it.
I love it. About like hold it, spot fouls and hold it. But it was funny. He dropped that thing, and offense is about timing. And if you don't get, the linemen and the backs and quarterback all have to be cohesive.
Like it.
In their timing. And if you drop one, and then everybody's gone. and he got engulfed right there.
3rd down and 17 for the Grainger Grizzlies back at the 13-yard line. Out of the snap, out of the gun is going to be Davis. He's going to lob it across the middle, incomplete as he looked to the far sideline. And that one almost a jump pass. It's 4th down coming up for the Grizzlies.
Well, I'm not knocking the guy. He's a young guy, but that did not look like a confident pass at all. He didn't stand in that pocket and deliver it on with confidence. It's kind of like that religious type pass. I'm going to throw this up here and pray one of my guys catch it.
So on to punt it away is going to be Ray Vinces, the senior punter / kicker for the Grainger Grizzlies, and the ever-dangerous Rush, who turned the entire complexion of the game around last week on a punt return. Vinces on the left footer gets away a wobbly spiral a long way away. That's good scouting. He gets it away from Rush. It goes out of bounds at about the 43. It'll be a 30-yard punt, no return. 1st and 10 for the first time in the game for the Chunky Doke Black Knights.
That's one of those where you say, you look where he is and you don't kick it that direction. Which usually, even though Rush didn't catch it, he didn't return it, but he affected the play because the punter didn't try to boom it down, deep. He tried to kick a directional kick away from him, so that gives you a little added there.
Nicholas Palazzo takes over as the quarterback. It's our first chance to see him this season. He'll work out of the gun to his right shoulder is Mervin. They'll hand it off to Mervin, and he is tied up and brought down for a loss in the backfield of about 3 yards. And good pursuit, good penetration by Orlando Bueno, who brings down that
stop by a Packer Grizzlies.
Brazen Mervin back at the 45 for a loss of 3.
Again, scouting report. Okay, they know who the feature back is, and they shot the gaps that time. And what that means is they go between the linemen on the offensive line and in that gap between guard and tackle, and they shot through there, and Chuckadook was not able to pick it up.
Officially at the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down 12 coming up for the Black Knights. 3 wideouts to the near side. That does include Brock Rush near side, Treadway to the far side, Mervin on the right shoulder of Palazzo. Now Rush will go in motion across the formation to the far side. They hand it off to Mervin, and Mervin is swallowed up again right at the line of scrimmage by Bueno. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 and a half, no gain on the play for the Black Knights.
Well, that's not a good sign if you're an offensive lineman and you're turning around and looking at the defensive lineman behind you, okay?
Yeah.
So right now, the Grainger defensive line is getting off the ball quicker than Chuckadook, just kind of blowing by them. And Chuckadook will adjust and try to get, they're going to have to get some pads on those people and drive them back.
Bueno lining up as middle linebacker will come now as on the outside. Marco Rojas to this near side. Treadway and Rush to the far side. And Palazzo is going to take a hit. That should be a flag, and there's a late flag.
Flag on the flag.
The umpire throws the flag. The referee was not throwing the flag. The snap may have hit the backside of the center out of the gun, and the ball rolled back to Palazzo, who just took a knee as soon as he grabbed it, so he was dead. And then coming in from his defensive line was Tanner Watson, and he did touch him up, and he did hit him, but the referee was saying no.
No, the referee was saying no.
The umpire threw the flag, so it'll be an interesting who wins this conversation.
Well, if I'm the referee, I'm in charge. Take charge, man.
The umpire's going to say 1st down.
Yeah.
So we got a personal foul, late hit, going, and it's the right call because it's what?
It is absolutely the right call. I mean, he's down on one knee. This is not the NFL. I mean, they can't get back up. Once they hit that knee, the play's over. And it's a good thing that it kind of hit him on the way back, because if it hadn't, it would have been back there in the other end zone, because that baby shot out of there.
Guaranteed. So a 1st and 10 via penalty for the Black Knights. They lead the game 7-0. 6.5 to play here in the opening quarter. It's a pick 6, a defensive touchdown for Chuckadook. Got off to a slow start last week in the first quarter, led at 7-0, trailed 12-7, and then just poured it on. Now Palazzo is going to hand it off to Mervin, running right side, gets away from Bueno this time as he'll take it inside the 30 to the 25, down to the 24-yard line. And a stop made by the secondary. That's Malaco who makes that stop. We'll call it the 25, gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
That's a better job blocking up front. And what's happening right now is it looks like to me that the defensive linemen are covering up Chuckadook's offensive linemen tying them up, and that allows your linebackers to run free and make plays. But they did a better job getting on the second level that time.
Rojas and rush to the near side, Treadway to the far side. Snap is back to Mervin, starts to the right side, then cuts it downfield inside the 25, gets to the 20, will move the chains on a pickup of 5. Bueno there on the stop. It's an Apex Bank first down as we have now entered the Gary's Paint and Body red zone for the Black Knights.
Yeah, they just ran behind that big right side of the offensive line and just got behind. If Mervin got in behind him, kind of hid behind, got on the hip of the lineman there and just followed him in there. I like to see him just kind of stand up, throw one out there to rush in the flat because he's got a pretty good cushion over there, and let him make some athletic moves right here.
First down and 10 right at the 20-yard line. Palazzo working out of the gun. On his left shoulder is going to be Brazen Mervin. Now the tight end offset to the left. Here comes Russian motion across the formation. It's a poor snap. It goes to the ground, and Palazzo can't pick it up cleanly and hand it off to Rush, and he just goes down to the ground at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2.
I know you practice this all the time, but that's 2 times in this. And I mean, I couldn't do it, but you can't let that. Those are type of plays. I mean, now it's 2nd and 12. Okay, those are the plays that can't happen because those are the things that keep a drive going. And it looked like they had a little action going there, but they had going to hand it on that jet sweep to Rush, but you can't hand it to him if you don't have it in your hands.
So it brings up that 2nd down at 12. Again at the 22.
There it is. Make a move.
Receiver screen rush complete.
There you go. Look here.
Rush gets it down to the 15-yard line before he'll be blindsided, really, on a good open field tackle by Noah Newcomb. And it will be down to about the 15 to the 13-yard line, close to first down yardage. It's 3rd down and 4.
Just stand up there and throw it to Rush out there in the flat and say, here's my athlete going against your athlete. See if you can win. I don't know, but I haven't seen it myself on film, but Rush reminds me a lot of me when I was playing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it looks like me out there. Yeah, not.
Yeah.
He's quick.
3rd down, long 3 coming up. New back in the backfield for the Chucky Doak Black Knights, and it'll be him, whoever him is, no gain. Hit right at the line of scrimmage at the 14-yard line.
Jack centered.
Okay, him.
Stop by Orlando Bueno for the Grizzlies.
Bueno comes up with yet another stop. Jack Serb, I think is what I heard, but I don't have him on the roster.
I kind of think maybe Mervin he's over here on the sideline. I believe he may have got hit in the arm, like hit on the elbow or something, because he got up shaking his left arm a little bit, but he looks like he might be okay, and he'll go back in here shortly, I'm sure.
4th down coming up. Ball is spotted again.
Rojas will attempt a field goal.
Oh, we're going to kick a field goal.
At the 14, and Rojas will attempt from the near hash, a 32-yard attempt. He's got plenty of leg. Does he have the direction? Well, the snap is poor, and Treadway has to pick up the poor snap, and he stays on his feet. He's yelling, fire, fire, fire. He throws it downfield. He was looking for an open receiver on that far sideline, and that open receiver happened to be Ethan Highmiller, and it's incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs as the Black Knights, a couple of poor snaps really thwarting that drive.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised that they were going for a field goal because on the extra point, the snap had a little loop on it, and I thought it was going to get blocked, so I didn't know if they would maybe, try to go ahead and do this. But I'm sure, again, it's not like it's the first time they've done this tonight. Hey, we have done it all year. Let's try to kick a field goal or whatever. So they practice it, but it's a good job. I'll check it over to offensive lineman not getting downfield with that because of that scramble play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 coming up for the Grizzlies. They'll take over from just shy of the 15-yard line. And out of the gun, this will be the handoff, and this will go around to the left side, and some daylight here for Aiden Dalton. Dalton will get first down yardage across the 20, 25, and it'll make it up to about the 30-yard line. It'll move the chains, and another Apex Bank first down, this for the Grainger Grizzlies.
I always love it when a player comes running off the sideline right before the snap. They just tell him where to line up and just say, okay, here you go. Just do something. That time, Grainger County had like 2 of those H-backs on the same side, which gave them another extra blocker, and they got around the edge on Chuck It Up.
First down and 10. The ball is spotted at the 28-yard line. Handoff and running it right up the middle behind that big offensive line. Isaiah Treadway is in there for a stop as the ball carrier will take it across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. And again on the carry is going to be Dalton. It'll be a gain of about 9 yards, and it looked like it went for nothing It'll be second down and a yard.
Well, that tells you how that the line of scrimmage is being changed, because so many times we said, well, they didn't get anything to get up and they've got 9. But you're right, that running back kind of got behind. He's a smaller back. Looks like he's normal height. And he just got in behind the big old lineman, and I don't think Chuck Doak knew where he was.
So second down and about a yard. Again, it's going to be Dalton. And Dalton is going to be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage, but I think it's enough to move the chains for an Apex Bank first down. And on the stop is going to be Isaac Waycaster. It'll move him up to the 39-yard line, gain of 2.
Yeah, if Sugar Doak's defensive line can hold up the offensive line from Grainger County and jam it up there a little bit, this is not a big old running back that's going to power on you, and so you could be able to get to him.
7-0 Chucky Doak, a minute 27 to play in this opening quarter. It's a defensive score by Isaiah Treadway, a pick 6.
Double H backs over there again.
As they go power, if you will, run against it, go to the weak side, and they come up right up the middle at the 40 and up to the 45-yard line. And in there on that stop, or I should say Malacote in there on that carry, and Rush comes up with the stop, and they go quick. Second down and 4 coming up, and the quick snap and the handoff. Malacote once again, and Malacote just picking his way across midfield, near it as he gets close to the midfield stripe as well. After a quick play, and Brazen Mervin there on the stop.
You know, it's funny to me, because here's Grainger County going up tempo. Okay, now a lot of your college teams or whatever go up tempo, but so that defense don't have time to make changes or situational substitution.
For the Grizzlies.
They don't situational substitute. It's the same guy save 11 every time.
It's an Apex Bank first down, gain of 4. And this will be a quarterback keeper, and the quarterback right up the middle into Black Knight territory, across midfield down to the 47-yard line. There on that stop defensively for Chucky Doak is going to be Zach Ball. And it's a gain of about 5. Second down and 5 coming up.
Second down.
And Grainger County's just chunking out here, and that when the quarterback runs it like that, that just gives you like an extra blocker in front of him, and that you didn't think you had. So you don't really account for the quarterback either.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Chucky Doak Black Knights take the lead on a pick 6 by Isaiah Treadway, but Grainger driving as we'll come back to start the second quarter right after this.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
Video. Usually it's been filmed on a GoPro. If you're walking around, the dude that drinks the cran apple sauce, on his scooter.
Second down for the Grizzlies.
I need one of them.
Yeah,
I may go claim that thing.
Yeah. Second down and 7 coming up. Really more like 6 after the gain of about 3.5, 4 on the quarterback keeper by Luke Davis. Grainger's kind of settling in, and, I think they figured out something, Coach.
Well, I think what they figured out is we're not going to throw it no more.
Pretty good at running.
Yeah, I mean, again, the old adage is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And before Grainger became Rutledge used to have a superb weightlifting program, and I believe it looks like it's carried over because these guys up front are coming off strong and muscling pretty good.
So Davis will work again out of the gun, and this will be a quick hitter.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble.
That's a fumble.
Brock
That's
Rush
a
picks it
fumble.
up at the 40, 30, 20, 10. No one will catch it. Touchdown, Chucky Doak. Touchdown, Brock Rush.
All right, that was okay. Why was that a fumble for you people watching this on Grassroots Media? That ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and you can tell it was because the receiver reached back behind him. So that means that was a lateral, not a forward pass. And I don't think the Grainger receiver knew that, but Rush did. He said, "I'm gonna pick this thing up and go." And again, if I'm a head coach, I'm gonna talk to my offensive coordinator and say, We've reached our limit on passing tonight.
2 of the last 3 passes for Grainger have gone for 6 for Chucky Doak.
That's not how it's drawn up.
Rojas to attempt the point. Treadway going to hold it. The field goal attempt by the Black Knights. They couldn't get the snap back. They get the snap back here. Point is up. Point is good. We go back to a break, and we're back in 30 seconds here to Chucky Doak. 11:46 to play here in this opening half. It's now Chucky Doak 14, Grainger 0. As you listen to the County Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Hometown Realty of Greenville is selling Greenville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greenville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greenville today. 423-639-2345.
Chucky Doak High School. Now, back to the broadcast booth.
Back to receive for the
Runs of 14-9, 2, 6, 4, and 4, and then a pass for -12, ruled a fumble, picked up by Brock Rush, 40-yard return, touchdown. It's 14-0 with the point after.
Those people that are anti-passing teams will usually say when you pass the ball, 3 things can happen, 2 of them are bad.
Yeah. It'll be Rojas to kick it away. And it'll be foot to leather for the Chucky Doak Black Knights senior. It'll be a side winder, and it'll be touched up at the 5-yard line, and it's picked up at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and a penalty flag comes in behind the play across the 30 to the 33-yard line as Noah Lawrence comes up with that carry and that return after he dropped it initially. A good return out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, but it's coming back.
2 points here. Number one, what a weapon it is when you have a kicker that can kick that thing down into the end zone or near the goal line. That is such a weapon. And also another thing that happens, and you'll see a lot of big runs broken when the returner botches the ball, and because it throws the timing of the return team off. It hit him in a worst place he could, in the hands, and then he had to chase it down, and it just threw everything off of the return team, and then he got a good return out of it. But he got a lot more yards because somebody blocked in the back. That's illegal.
Grainger will take over at the 22 after the 10-yard penalty. And the quarterback, Luke Davis, will work out of a offset eye. Tailback, so work out of the pistol and hand it off to that tailback. He'll be hit, dropped in the backfield. Jack Southern will come up with the finishing hit after the initial hit was taken by Chucky Doak, and that was James Seidel.
On the stop.
I wonder, he must be a linebacker, and he failed. He's not even on our roster. Number 20's not.
Oh, I got it. Jack Southern. Jax Southern.
Oh, okay. Good job, Jack. But
Thanks, Kyle.
But yeah, he filled that hole expertly.
So Williams, I think, back on the field. I'll have to check this number to the near side, entered on that opening drive. And the handoff is to Malakote. The wide receiver's trying to give him some daylight to run through, and there's just not a lot there, up to about the 25. And again, another big stop by James Seidel. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 after the gain of 3.
Now it looks like Chucky Doak's offensive line are tying up those linemen for offensive linemen for Grainger now. When that happens is when they tie those linemen up like that, they can't get back to the second level where the linebackers are. So if the linebackers are not blocked, they're able to read and flow to the ball and make plays without a lot of yardage.
Williams is back on the field. Cade Williams, young sophomore, going to be a good player, overall athlete for the Grainger Grizzlies. Malacote in the backfield for Davis, working out of the gun. They fake the jet sweep, and it'll be Davis to keep it for not much. He was held up right at the line of scrimmage by the defensive lineman, Xavier Vides. And it's going to be fourth down after a gain of about a yard for the Grainger Grizzlies.
It's number 66, Austin Schwartz, got in there, got a little held up that offensive tackle, and allowed his linebacker to flow and get to it there. He couldn't get to the linebacker because he held him up a little bit.
So 9:49 to play here in the opening half. 14-0 Chucky Doak. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns. On offense, they were able to drive inside the Gary's Paint Body red zone. Were unable to kick a field goal after a poor snap. And Treadway's pass on the fire play was no good. Vincez to punt it away. He turns it sideways and angles it away from Rush to about the 50-yard line. A 25-yard punt, no return, and the Black Knights have it at midfield.
That's great. Great field position for Chickadoe starting off. Again, directional kicking away from Rush, and he kicked it 25 yards. He almost kicked it into the Grainger County's fans over there. Weightlifting program, and I believe it looks like it's carried over because these guys up front are coming off strong and muscling pretty good.
So Davis will work again out of the gun, and this will be a quick hitter.
That's
pass.
a fumble.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble.
Brock Rush picks it up at the 40, 30, 20, 10. No one will catch it. Touchdown, Chucky Doak. Touchdown, Brock Rush.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Meigs County, Hampton. What else is?
Right. Like to say hi to Mary Jo, our game station engineer tonight. Rhonda Carter, good to have her on-site engineer. And Barry Carter for Friday Night Under the Lights.
I was going to say, what am I? Am I any?
Yeah.
I'm driving the train. I'm that engineer.
Got it. It's our Friday Night Under the Lights presented by Gateway Ford Nissan. 14-0 after the hydration break, after the turnover, I should say the punt, and the Black Knights take over at midfield, leading 14-0. And a false start for the Chucky Doak Black Knights as they took a little time to get the play going. So back them up 5 yards. They have had some penalties.
False start is a call against the Knights.
Well, they didn't. Chucky Doak was confused on where they was lining up. The quarterback moved one, and both of them, there's 2 of them thought they should move. And I mean, it's a clock going off in this lineman's mind. He thinks the snap ought to be here now. Don't be back there rearranging in the furniture or anything. It's just snap it.
Rojas and Rush to the far side, Treadway near side. Seidel the H-back on the right side. Rush in motion. They're going to hand it off to him on the jet sweep. It's a literal handoff. He makes 2 guys miss in the backfield, breaks another tackle at the 45, stop and go at the 50, and he takes it down to the 48-yard line. A penalty flag thrown well behind the play.
That's going to be a hold.
And the stop by Eli Quinton, but Brock Rush showing why he is so dangerous. Anywhere, not open field. He could be in a refrigerator for all we care.
That was a personal foul.
So a personal foul, crackback block potential.
Yeah.
Flag on the play, personal foul is the call.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. How's that work now? Crackback, you can't.
It's a blindside block.
Blindside block, and they've cut that out of it. Used to, you catch some poor soul looking down the field or watching what's going on, and you just came and just rearranged his furniture, but you can't do that anymore. And it's a good penalty because you could get some serious people hurt. But I'm telling you what, Brock Rush is excited. If you're an opposing coach, you hold your breath every time he's got it in his hands.
Palazzo works out of the gun. On his left shoulder is Brazen Mervin looking to pass as Palazzo may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Here's Rush on the completion at the 40. Rush goes down on a knee across the 45 and up to about the 48-yard line. And so Brock Rush is going to pick up about 13 of the 15 yards lost on the penalty, where it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
You get an athlete in space, and you'll see that in Knoxville and Nashville next week, where they spread everything out and try to get their athletes into open space. and you got Rush out there, and he made one move too many and lost his balance, but he's fun to watch.
Second down 11 for the Black Knights. They lead 14-0, 8:15 and counting here in the second quarter of play. 2 defensive touchdowns for the Black Knights. This will be a handoff. Brazen Mervin up the middle. Mervin daylight 40. Third. Mervin 20. Not untouched. Brazen Mervin 51 yards to the house. Touchdown Chucky Doak. Touchdown Brazen Mervin.
Well, first off, great job up front. Let's give credit where credit's due. But if you even ever doubted Brazen Mervin's speed right there, it showed you that he can fly, because that safety from Grainger County had an angle on him, and he blew by that angle without even, wouldn't even touch. Wow, what a run.
1,700 yards last year rushing for Mervin.
For the point after.
They threw for over 2,000 yards offensively. Just another conference championship, their second in 3 years. And now the point after. Snap, hold, kick. And we played a little Charlie Brown where Lucy pulled it because of a whistle. She pulled the ball away from Charlie. We got offsides against the Grizzlies, and we're going to assess that on the kickoff, or are we going to go for 2 here? Billy?
No. Let's go ahead and kick it.
So Billy Kaler says, let's kick it. We'll assess it on the kickoff. Mervin, his first rush was finally able to get going. He hasn't really touched the ball. Of course, Chucky Doak hasn't really been on offense.
They hadn't run out. I bet they have, 10 or about 10 plays offensively?
Yeah. So snap, hold, kick on the redo. Kick is up, and the kick is good. We go to a break, and we're back in 30 seconds here to the Black Hole. 8:03 to play here in this opening half. It's Chucky Doak's 21, Grainger 0, as you listen to the Greene County High School football.
He's fun to watch.
Second down 11 for the Black Knights. They lead 14-0, 8:15 and counting here in the second quarter of play. 2 defensive touchdowns for the Black Knights. This will be a handoff. Brazen Mervin up the middle. Mervin daylight 40. Third. Mervin 20. Not untouched. Brazen Mervin 51 yards to the house. Touchdown Chucky Doak.
Broadband services in the Greenville city limits this fall, they're officially making the change to the Greenville Energy Authority and launching a new GEA logo. Still the same company with the same reliable electric service, just a new name and new broadband services coming soon. The Greenville Energy Authority.
This is Friday Night Under the Lights, the presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. And now, the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten.
It's officially 5 plays, 50 yards, because that's where Chucky Doak took over. They had penalties, minus 15, back to the 35, and then a 51-yard touchdown run by Brazen Mervin. The point good, it's 21-0. Rojas to kick it. It's again a sideways saucer that's going to get through and just barely touch the line and go out of bounds inside the 1.
Wow.
A fortunate break as that ball took a sideways bounce, apparently just as it touched the chalk or the paint, if you will.
Yeah.
And then went out of bounds inside the 1 for a touchdown.
Again, your heart. That's why coaching is so much fun.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's it. What is they used to say that why coaches have white hair or no hair? Because of stuff like that. But, if I'm Chucky Doak, now, of course, they don't ask me, but I'm getting everybody on the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to say, I dare you to throw it.
Right.
We're not going to let you run it anymore. You're going to have to beat us through the air, and then they may do it. But so far their passing game has been a little bit to be desired.
So it'll be an offset I. Now they'll move the H-back to the right side, and Davis is going to hand it off, and Davis will hand it off to Malakote at the 20, who goes for little to none. It just depends on what they may or may not give. Seidel is over there. Jack Southard is injured, along with Isaiah Treadway was over there on that stop. Southard clutching his midsection, and it will be no gain, 2nd and 10 coming up after the injury.
Yeah, I believe he got the breath knocked out of him, and there's not any worse feeling. I'm not sure if that was him or not, but that big H-back, who is a man-child.
Brody Wells,
yeah. Yeah, he came, we just guessed. He's probably about 6'10", 500 pounds.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we just guessed because they don't put high weight on this stuff, but he came across and he put the pop on somebody from Checkadoke. That may have been him and Dr. Breath out of it, but I think Checkadoke is pretty much going with the idea of, okay, we're going to see if you can throw it. We're going to put everybody up here, and we're going to see if you can throw it. We dare you.
Southern will come off the field, and he was getting a pep talk by Billy Kaler. There was a lot of smiles there, and I think Billy saw
Billy Kaler wasn't the one got hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because I think he saw what happened, and he was explaining to Jax what happened.
Yeah, okay. Jax says, I know what happened. I was there.
In the event you didn't see that truck.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Grizzlies. They trail 21-0 here, and the Grizzlies next week, they'll have Elizabethton.
Second down for the Grizzlies.
They'll get them in Rutledge. Second down and 10 at the 20. Davis working out of the gun. You got two guys moving at the same time.
Flag on the play.
And that's typically a 5-yard mark-off against the team that moves two guys at the same time.
No, it's going to be they were three guys moving.
Yeah, Checkadoke
two guys from Grainger was moving, and a guy from Checkadoke jumped across the line of scrimmage. So they got him for encroachment.
Against the Knights.
So you got two guys moving, that's an infraction. And then you got a Checkadoke guy that jumps across the line of scrimmage.
Well, as long as they get set before they snap it.
Okay, got you. Yeah, they're moving the same. I got you. Yeah. Second down and 5 from the 25. This will be a handoff. Malaco to the right side. Some daylight at the 30. 35. 40 before he is taken down in the secondary by Isaiah Treadway. It'll be a gain of 14 and a Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the Grainger Grizzlies.
I believe they've told big number 8, Brody Wells, okay, you're actually a tackle, but we're going to put a number 8 on you, and you're going to line up as an H-back. Now, we're not going to throw it to you or hand it to you or anything. You're just going to be a lead blocker because you'll notice that they have a tendency to run to his side. Now, he's on the left side. I'm going to say they're going to run this way.
Gain of 15 officially. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Davis out of the gun is going to hand it off. Malaco to the right side. He's going to be driven out of bounds as he crosses the 45-yard line. And Gage Hill on the stop. And Gage Hill just carried him on out of bounds and finished the play, and it'll be a penalty against Checkadoke.
If you're tackling somebody and you're dodging players on the sideline, it's a pretty good indication you're out of bounds. But again, they had Big Wells lined up on the left side, moved him to the right side, and then ran behind him, and they're just running right wherever he goes. That seems to be where they're running it, unless they try to get fancy and counter that. But he's a lead blocker, and he's getting down the field and putting some licks on some people.
15-yard penalty against the Black Knights for the personal foul. It'll be 1st and 10 for Grainger. They have been able to drive the football. What has stopped them has been themselves.
Well, the biggest opponent Grainger's had tonight wears blue and white.
Right.
Because themselves, they've made the mistakes and give Checkadoke credit. They took advantage of everything Grainger's done.
Davis working out of the gun, 2 offset to the left side. Wells along with Malaco. They give it to Wells and run a counter to the right side inside the 40 to the 35. And it's just it looks like Hampton football. They're just lined up behind our bigs.
Right, and that's what they're doing. They've got the big lineman up front.
Malaco.
And then they're taking Wells and adding him as just like a fullback.
Yeah.
Back in the I formation, and that time they lined Wells up to the left side, and the running back was to the left of the quarterback, and they handed it to him, and Wells went across the formation and turned it up for lead block. So you got these offensive linemen that are blocking, and then you're sending that extra blocker in there. And like I said, he's full size.
So I believe it's a 9-yard gain. Well, where are they marking it? They haven't been able to determine. Oh, they're going to go across the 30 and make it a first down.
Enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 11 on the play. I didn't see that.
And then, like I said, it just looks like it's a massive humanity when people get through unfolding and getting off each other. You got 11 yards.
So after a gain of 11, Malaco goes out of the contest. Into the contest in the backfield to run the football is going to be Dalton. And the run right up the middle inside the 30-25 and down to about the 23 is Dalton. As stopped in the secondary. Right now the Checkadoke defense breaking, but we're bending, but will they break?
Well, Grainger's reestablishing the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're pushing Checkadoke's defensive line back, and when you move them, back them up, then you're into the linebackers on the second level. So it's power football right now. even though they've got people spread out and wide receivers, it's still power football. Wells is, okay, here he comes to the left. I bet they come this way. Well, what about them?
2nd down and 3. They'll run to Wells' side, and Brock Rush steps up after Dalton gets the handoff inside the 20, down to the 18. It'll be moving the chains for an Apex Bank 1st and 10, and into the Gary's Paint Body red zone go the Grainger Grizzlies.
Rush is playing free safety, so he's had to come up and fill, and that's not exactly what you want to do. You don't want your free safety to be leading the team in tackles.
So they'll pick up the 3 yards.
1st and 10 Grizzlies.
And make it at the just inside the 19-yard line, or right at the 19-yard line for that 1st and 10. Down 21-0, 4:40 to play here in this opening half. Grizzlies for the first time into the red zone. Malaco back in there on the right shoulder of Luke Davis. Wells will move as a slot receiver to the right, back to pass. Davis looking across the middle, and this one is high and incomplete into the end zone, as it was intended for Ashton Taylor. And I think Davis was told, if it's not there, throw it where no one can.
They tried to flood that right side with 3 wide receivers. They had Wells come out of the backfield, and he's H-back, and he was running down kind of like the seam, had a wide receiver out wider than him. Then the inside receiver did a post pattern when it came across the middle of the field. So throwing across the middle of the field, there's a number 7 standing back there, and Brock Rush, that may not be where you want to go.
7 straight rushes and then a pass, which was incomplete. Now Davis will roll the pocket to the right side. He's going to keep it. He's going to lower his head and be met right at about the line of scrimmage. And a nice job in pursuit by Zach Ball, the linebacker, down to the 15. Gain of 4, It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, and if you watch what Grainger County's doing, they're taking their linemen out and they're turning to the inside. So when Checkadow pursues that way, they're standing there waiting. I don't know exactly how to describe it. You just have to see it, but they're turning their backsides to the sideline and sealing.
3rd down, a long 6 coming up for the Grizzlies. They'll move Malacote left, Wells to the right at the line of scrimmage. Hand it off to Malacote, running it to the right side. He's got a little daylight. He's got some room. 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown at Grainger. Touchdown, Hunter Malacote, touching pay dirt from 15 yards for the Grizzlies.
Again, they just sealed and Checkadow off to the inside and not allowing Checkadow to pursue to that corner. And Malacote, being a good athlete, as you already noted, he turns the corner and he's gone.
So Vincennes to attempt the point after for the left footer, and the first score of the game for Grainger as they threw the ball 1 time on that drive. 10 plays, and the point after is up and blocked as Isaiah Treadway gets through and blocks the extra point. We go to a break, back in 30 seconds with your new score. 3:33 to play here in this opening half. Checkadow 21, Grainger 6. As you listen.
Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered? Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome.
Maybe we should mention now that Grainger has a whole lot more people on the sideline than Checkadow does. So if you got people on a hot night going both ways, especially those big old linemen, they can wear down after a while. So Checkadow needs to be careful here, get in halftime and rest up and hydrate. Good night. What a kick.
Vincennes to kick it. It's just a one-step kick, and he kicks it up to Isaiah Treadway, who fields it at the 27. Near side return 40, 45, and Treadway is down at about the 49-yard line. Good return by Isaiah Treadway. Fantastic athlete and plenty of time on the floor, on the field for Checky Doke.
Yeah, Isaiah, that guy got up celebrating because he popped Isaiah pretty good, and Isaiah just pointed a first down that way. That's good go. But see, the difference in kicking games and stuff right here is so important. Checky Doke's been able to kick, 3 extra points. They're kicking the ball back to the end zone on their kickoffs. Grainger County, kind of pooch kick one, and that you're giving a short field. As soon as he catches it, he's in good field position. So any return is going to be great.
Ball spotted at the Black Knight 49, where it's 1st and 10. They go left to right on your radio as we view it, or across your TV screen as you view it, computer screen. And the handoff is going to be muffed and fumbled. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Grizzlies. A turnover picked up by Grainger's Tanner Watson at the Grainger 48-yard line. The handoff quarterback running back exchange.
Yeah, and as a coach, that stuff like that would drive you crazy because you practice that before the game. I saw Check It Up in their warm-ups. They were working exactly on that. Hand off to the running back. No defense, just take a snap, hand it. And you just hate to see that. Then that gives Grainger a little life here. If Grainger can put this thing in the end zone, then it's a whole new world for us.
Grainger taking the ball down 21-6 with 3:19 left here in this opening half. They will be kicking off to start the second half, and the far side wideout moved. There can't be many pass plays to the far side wideout in the playbook the rest of this game, but he still moved in a 5-yard
I think that's how they punish him. All right, you didn't hustle in practice today. You're playing wideout. You're the wide receiver. And, I mean, there's no reason to do that. I mean, you're down there looking straight down the line. You ought to be the last one to move because you're watching the ball move.
So it'll bring up a 1st down and 15 now for Grainger. Davis to pass it, rolling the pocket, throwing it right, and he's looking for Cade Williams, the sophomore. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
See, that's the thing about it. With Grainger, they can't afford to play behind the chains. Because I don't think they're going to be, as of right now, they're not potent it in their passing game. They're running the ball extremely well, but it's hard to run the ball and gain 15 yards.
Right. 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Grizzlies. Davis will work out of the gun once again. Williams is lined up to the near side. He'll go in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the Grainger version of the jet sweep and their version of Brock Rush, as he'll take it from the 43, 45, and he'll make it up to about the midfield stripe as the stop is going to be taken at the 50, so a gain of 7. It'll bring up a 3rd down and call it 8 for Grainger.
Well, this Luke Davis for Grainger County is a good-looking athlete, and I bet he's going to be a dandy for it's all said and done, but right now he's just a young sophomore stepping in for, a graduated senior.
3rd down, 21-6. Checky Doke leading Grainger, taking advantage of mistakes. 2 defensive touchdowns by the Black Knights in the game. Wells will line up in the slot, trips to the far side, handed off to Malaco running that side. He makes a man miss in the backfield, ducks under another tackle, and he takes it down to the Checky Doke 45-yard line before he'll be stopped there by the defensive lineman, and that being Isaac Waycaster. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Well, you don't like your defensive tackle making a tackle, 5 yards, 6 yards down the field either. So, I mean, Grainger's doing a good job coming off and engaging Checky Doke's defensive line and moving them back. And their backs, they're good up front, but their backs are just kind of, scat back type. They're not big, powerful runners, but they kind of like as you said, the Brock Rush type athletes.
So 4th down and 3 coming up for this Black Knight for this Grainger team. And the keeper and second effort is going to have the 1st down to the 40-yard line. So Davis on the quarterback keeper, and he was stopped initially shy of the chains, but second effort gives him the Apex Bank 1st down.
Yeah, that's good effort by a young sophomore. He knew how many yards he had to get. He got hit. He was stopped initially and decided, I'm going to go ahead and get this 1st down.
So 1st and 10 Out of the gun, Davis. Free play, offsides, I think, against the Black Knights. Didn't get enough guys off the field. They run from inside the 40, 35, and down to the 32-yard line. And keeping it again, that time was Davis as he got around right in, but it's an illegal shift.
Oh.
It goes against Grainger.
Illegal
back him up
motion
5.
called on the Grizzlies.
Well, this has not been a textbook game on technique and whatever, because we've had a lot of silly penalties and, people moving too quick, jumping off sides, illegal procedure, too many people in motion. I mean, they've practiced this since last year probably. So,
right.
Coaches over there going, I can't believe we're doing this. Then he says, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Why would I think they wouldn't?
So, first down, 15 at the Chekidoke 45 with a minute 8 and counting. 21-6 the score. Grainger going to kick off to start the second half. Out of the gun, 2 wideouts near side. Davis rolls the pocket to the near side. He's going to dump it off to a safety valve, Williams, who just paid the price. Marco Rojas plants Williams after a gain of 5 at the 40. It'll be a timeout asked for here by Grainger.
Rojas said, I can do more than just kick it. I can kick in a tackle here. But, that was a little flood pattern to the left side. Quarterback rolls this way, and you got a receiver going deep, a receiver going short. Throw it to the guy that's open, and the guy that caught it probably said, I don't think I was open that much.
Next time.
I believe you misread that.
Tied at 6, and the Greenville Green Devils are on the road tonight at Dobbins-Bennett, and it's the Indians leading Greenville 14-7 in the second quarter. Out of the timeout and facing a second down from the 40, a little pass complete on a screen. This is going to be to Williams inside the 35 to about the 34, and Isaiah Treadway comes up with that stop. And it's going to bring up a third down, and the clock is going to continue to run.
Yeah, and that was the same pattern to the right side as they did on the left side. Short receiver inside.
So this is going to be Davis handing it off. Malacote running in between the tackles, bouncing it outside at the 30, and I think we'll have the first down, and it just depends on the spot. The Black Knights kept him in bounds. I don't think they gave it to him.
It doesn't look like. I haven't seen a signal saying such unless...
Oh, and a penalty flag has been thrown against the Black Knights.
Are you kidding?
So it was going to be 4th down and a half yard. And then some verbiage, it would appear, because there was nobody was around, nobody was involved. And so the personal foul penalty an unsportsmanlike call will go against the Chekidoke Black Knights, and it'll be an automatic first down.
Conduct
and with 18 seconds to play and a timeout to use for Grainger, they're inside the Gary's Paint Body red zone.
That's a big penalty right there. That's 15 yards, and I mean, it looked like, I don't know who did it or anything like that, but it looked like he was walking back to the huddle and had a few words to say to, and he probably wasn't the only one talking, but guess what? He got caught. You just got to make a play. You got to. Check it up. Call timeout. You just got to make a play and get back to the huddle.
So the line of scrimmage now will be the 15-yard line after it was going to be just shy of the first down, and Chekidoke asking for that timeout as mentioned. So good football games going on around as the North Green Huskies looking for their first win. Won just one game last year, and they lost. One of those losses that they had was to Castlewood, Virginia. But they're up 36-0 on the road.
Way on the road. They're out of state.
It's their first game of the year for Castlewood. Last year when North Green played them, they anticipated a team that was going to throw it. They lined up in double tight, power I and ran it at North Green, and they just never could recover from that and lost the game. But right now, I don't think that Castlewood was ready for as big as North Green was. I was impressed with North Green's size up front.
Yeah, they were big up front. They got a real good running back, too, and an experienced quarterback. And what was his name? Brandon Taylor, number 7.
Thomas Darnell.
Okay.
For North Green?
Okay, well, that sounds like Brandon to me.
A little bootleg, naked boot by Davis, and he was looking to pass it out to Wells, and he was incomplete as he was forced to get rid of it maybe a little bit sooner than he actually wanted to, and that's good outside pursuit that time by the Black Knights' Austin Smith.
It's hard to complete a pass downfield when you're looking at the stars.
Yeah.
And he got blasted, defensive end, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it, in their formations, came across the edge, and the receiver was coming open. He was open, the big number 8, Corey Wells, and Brody Wells. I'm sorry. I'm real good at these name things. If you know, what was that guy's name from North Green?
Barry. Second down and 10 from the 15-yard line. It'll be Davis who works out of the gun with Malicote to his right shoulder. Davis to pass. He's just going to loft it into the air. My athlete goes and gets it, and he can't. As Rojas defending it for Chekidoke, knocking it away from the intended target of Isaiah Kyle. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 with 7 seconds left in the half.
And that's the old fade pattern or whatever you want to call it. And it's where your athlete goes up and out of the athletes. The only problem was Chekidoke's athlete had another athlete coming. So he was basically one receiver in the route, threw it up there, and Rush, the free safety, said, I know where this is going.
Yeah. So another timeout for you, as we have 7 seconds on the clock, and the final timeout for the Grainger Grizzlies.
How many did they get this high?
Well, they get 3.
Okay.
They may have used 4 or 5. We also had a hydration break. We had some injuries,
that's right, yeah.
things like that.
Radio people don't get hydration breaks.
I feel dehydrated.
Feel like a raisin.
It brings up a 3rd down and 10 coming up for Grainger. And again, they will be kicking it away to start the second half. And they have put up the last score on an 80-yard drive, driving it down the field to get on the board for the first time after a first quarter filled with mistakes. A pick 6 by Isaiah Treadway, a scoop and score by Brock Rush, and then Brazen Mervin, an offensive touchdown for Chekidoke as they led it 21-0 before that last drive. And really, here over the last 9 minutes or so, Chekidoke has run one offensive play, and it was a fumble recovered by Grainger, which is why they have the ball right now.
This is a big sequence right here. If Chekidoke can keep him out of the end zone, it changes Grainger's game plan for the second half.
7 seconds to play out of the gun. The snap. Davis looking on a double move, throwing it for Wells. Did he keep both feet in bounds? He did. No time on the clock, though. I don't think there's any time left, and I believe we have reached the half, and it would have been 1st and goal at the 2, and the officials say that's halftime.
That's it.
And Grainger will not get another chance at it.
They just stood out there, that big body, and he just said, I'm taking it away. Defensive back was where he was, right where he's supposed to be. But they got that big old number 8, Brody Wells, and he just took it away from him.
So the pass was complete to Wells, and that is going to end at the opening half of play here.
Stereo with Brian Staten.
From Chekidoke High School. We are at the half where Jim Miller will be coming up here with our scoreboard presented by Gateway Ford Nissan with 4 of our 5 schools in action tonight, and then we'll have the rest of the scores from around the region. That's when we continue with more coming up here at halftime. From Chekidoke, your score, it's the Chekidoke Black Knights 21. It's the Grainger Grizzlies 6. This is the County Football Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
Community minded, just like you. Community minded, that's for sure it's true.
You care about the future of this community. You grew up here. You've raised a family here. Your life is here. So is ours. Greenville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community minded, just like you.
Busted pipes got you down? Need a utility line trenched out? Whatever your light backhoe needs, groundhog trenching is the solution. Groundhog trenching does the digging so you don't have to. Whether you need to bore under the driveway, sidewalk, road, or maybe you just need help with your next livestock burial, groundhog trenching can do the job. Give us a call or even send us a text today to find out how the groundhog can help on your next project. Call 423-823-8308. That's 423-823-8308.
Hometown Realty of Greenville is selling Greenville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greenville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greenville today, 423-639-2345.
Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered? Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome.
offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza in Greenville.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
17-7 there in the second quarter in that contest. One game last night, Hardin Valley beat Morristown East by a score of 36-10. Other games still waiting on scores for Claiborne hosting Union County. And Cumberland Gap and Thomas Walker don't have a score on that one yet. Hancock County and Rye Cove, no score there as of this time. But North Green leading 36-0 on Castlewood at halftime. Cloudland 17, West Green 15 at the half. And Chucky Doak, as you're listening here on WIKQ, with a 21-6 lead over Grainger at halftime. Dobbins Bennett still leading Greenville 14-7. They are very late in the second quarter, very close to halftime in that contest this evening from Kingsport, as Dobbins Bennett with the lead 14-7 almost at the half. More halftime festivities coming up. Don't forget, we'll be along with the postgame report sponsored by Gateway Ford Nissan. That'll be coming up after tonight's game, and we'll recap all the scores from week number 2. Your score at the half, Chucky Doak 21, Grainger 6. More halftime coming up after this. You are listening to the Friday Night Scoreboard presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Gotta get to Gateway.
There's never been a better time than now to get to Gateway Nissan in Greenville. Choose from a huge selection of new Sentras, Altimas, Frontiers, Rogues, and Pathfinders. Plus, the Gateway price is the one that leaves the competition scratching their heads. Save thousands right off the sticker. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months, plus a lifetime powertrain warranty and no charge maintenance for 2 full years. Only at Gateway Nissan right here in Greenville.
Gotta get to Gateway.
This is Connie Kilday, branch manager at Andrew Johnson Bank, your trusted banking partner for over 4 decades. Banking is more than just numbers and transactions to me. It's my passion. So if you're looking for a banking partner who truly cares about your financial well-being, look no further. Visit me at our main office in downtown Greenville. Andrew Johnson Bank, where helping friends is our business. ajbank.com, member FDIC.
The Friday Night Scoreboard, the presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. And now, more scores with Jim Miller.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Scoreboard halftime presented by Gateway Ford Nissan. I'm Jim Miller. It is Chucky Doak leading Grainger 21-6 at halftime. Everything else locally is at the half. Dobbins Bennett leads Greenville 14-7, Cloudland 17, West Green 15, and North Green leads Castlewood 36-0. Other scores this evening, it is Gatlinburg-Pittman leading Conk County 13-0. That game is in the second quarter tonight at Conk County. Cherokee of North Carolina leads Cosby 27-6 in the second quarter. Daniel Boone leading Westridge 12-10. That game has gone to the third quarter. David Crockett 14, Cherokee 13 there in the third quarter. Unicoi County with the lead on Happy Valley 23-0 at halftime. Jefferson County 12, Sevier County 7 in the second quarter. Jellicoe 13, Oakdale 8. That's a first quarter score. Hampton leads Johnson County 14-6 at halftime. It is Elizabethton 7, Morristown West 0 at the half. Northview Academy 13, Pigeon Forge 0 at halftime. Tennessee High leads Sullivan East 20-13 in the second quarter. Anderson County leading Science Hill 3-0 after 1. And Carnes has the lead this evening on William Blunt. Actually, they're trailing that 21-0. William Blunt with the lead there in the second quarter there. Scott leads Eagleton Academy 17-7. They are in the second quarter. South Green and Unega, the two teams that are off this week. More halftime coverage coming up after this. And don't forget, I'll be back after the game tonight with all the scores from week number 2. You're listening to the Friday Night Scoreboard presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
The IHOP of Bayleton, located inside the Davy Crockett TA Travel Center, is open 24/7. That's right, they never close, which is perfect for this time of the year with all those ball games you're attending. And they'll have their full menu, full breakfast menu, anytime, day or night. Burgers, great steaks, meat with vegetable sides, sandwiches made just the way you like, and you can top it all off with a dessert. So bring the family. Go to Bayleton, home of the IHOP, open 24/7, exit 36, Interstate 81 in Bayleton.
Food. It's what makes our world go round. That's why there's an authentic butcher shop in every store where certified Angus beef is hand-cut every day. Nobody does food like Food City.
This week, save on lean ground round, $4.99 a pound for 3 pounds or more. Red, white, or black seedless grapes, $1.49 a pound. Smart Ones dinner entrees, 6 for $10, and more. Certain restrictions apply.
Welcome back. Now, here's Brian Staten.
Welcome back in at halftime here for our county football game of the week, where the Checkyoke Black Knights lead Grainger 21-6. Our coverage presented by Gateway Ford at Nissan. So normally I can sit here and go through all of this scoring, but I have had a travesty of events that have happened. The technology that I used to do the stats decided we're not going to work anymore. It's a little bit like Fats deciding to close the doors at like 1:30 in the afternoon the other day. It's a little bit like that. So as I was going to prepare for the game with the rosters and get it into my stat program, I noticed it said, hey, we no longer exist, but thanks for using us for all of these years. However, good luck. And so the program that I found does not keep up with numbers. It just kind of shows what the plays were. So I, for some reason, don't have my wife's fingerprint to be able to download another program that I was going to try tonight. So I'm stuck doing it by hand, so I'm doing it old school. 21-6 here at the half, where this is how the scoring has happened. The Checkyoke Black Knights kicking it away to start the game. Grainger taking over, and they run it 3 times, throw it once. That was complete for about 6 or 7 yards. Then a penalty brought it back. And then they ran it, and then they threw basically a boundary side pass that Isaiah Treadway was wide open for and returned it 78 yards. Yes, the issue for Grainger is that Isaiah Treadway plays for the Black Knights. 78-yard interception, pick 6, and the point after was good to make it 7-0. Grainger would take over, 3 and out, punt it away, a 30-yard punt, no return. Checkyoke would take over, and they would stall. Forced into a sack situation, but a penalty kept that drive alive on a late hit on the quarterback, Palazzo. And so it would be 1st and 10 at the 31, where the Black Knights would get it into the Gary's Paint Body red zone to the 14, but be held back from there after Mervin was kind of taken out of the game right there in that series, I think just trying to adjust some equipment. And so they were forced to attempt a field goal from 32 yards, which the snap rolled back to Treadway. He jumped up off the ground to try to throw the football, which was incomplete. Grainger gets the stop, turnover on downs. Grainger driving into Checkyoke territory. They take it to the Black Knight 47-yard line, throw a backwards pass. Everybody except Grainger knew it was a backwards pass, and Brock Rush picks it up and carries it in 40 yards for a scoop and score. The point after was good to make it 14-0. When Grainger would get the football back, they would be forced to a 3 and out and punt the ball away. 25-yard punt, no return. The Black Knights take over at midfield. A penalty takes them back to the 35. A pass or a jet sweep handoff to Brock Rush would get them 13 yards. And then it would be Brazen Mervin from 51 yards away, straight up the middle, untouched to the pay dirt. A point after was good to make it 21-0. 5 plays, 50 yards officially. And Grainger got going. They got a 10-play, 80-yard drive after a 15-yard touchdown run by Malacote. The point after was blocked. Checkyoke's first play from scrimmage after a good return by Isaiah Treadway to the Checkyoke 49-yard line. The first play was fumbled, and it was recovered by Grainger, and their drive would begin at their 48, take a 5-yard penalty for an encroachment, and then it would stall out on the last play on a pass of 13 yards down to the Checkyoke 2-yard line. The clock said 0, and so it was halftime, where we are here at 21-6. And just some of the numbers there in that Opening half of play, Brayson Mervin didn't touch it a whole lot. Just 4 carries, 59 yards. And again, Chucky Doak's offense wasn't out there a whole lot. When you have 2 defensive scores, the issue there, your defense goes right back out onto the field. And Grainger's been able to chew up some of the clock here this evening as well. Palazzo, when he's thrown, it's good. Accurate, 3 for 3, 27 yards. For Grainger, Malacote 11 carries, 65 yards and a score. And in the passing game, Davis is 5 of 12 for 30 yards, including the pick 6. 2 turnovers for Grainger have resulted into 14 points. 1 turnover for the Chucky Doak Black Knights nearly resulted into potential points, but it was stopped at the 2-yard line. Back with your first half coaching adjustments right after this. Your score at the break, it's Chucky Doak 21, it's Grainger 6. It's the County Football Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan, returning here on WIKQ.
Welcome back to the Greene County Football Game of the Week. This is the McAfee and McAfee Law Office postgame show.
At Baileyton Drug Company, we pride ourselves on meeting your prescription, immunization, and over-the-counter needs. But we don't stop there. Shop our full-line service photo kiosk. Upload photos from your phone, tablet, or social media.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638
Pancakes, or donuts, the Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
They're scoring. We don't have to run offense, but they'll have to in the second half, I'm sure. So,
it's a game of. It's a funny game.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it is a great game. Your first half coaching adjustments brought to you by.
Did I make any adjustments?
You did. You made an adjustment. You got to score.
I got it.
Just as offense has to score.
You have, the offense needs to score on this drive, on the opening drive.
He also is the Nostradamus. He's the real estate agent, Barry Carter, Century 21 Legacy. You know, the guy that predicts everything?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that guy?
Okay. I thought that was a groundhog.
You don't have to worry about the real estate market if you talk with Barry buying or selling. You can find out what you need to get done with a Century 21 Legacy, my guy, Barry Carter, providing those solutions in that real estate market. 972-5586. Call him tomorrow or today.
Or tonight.
Later tonight. Second half action when we come back after this. That's your McAfee and McAfee Law Firm halftime report. At the break, it's Chucky Doak 21. It's Grainger 6. This is the County Football Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Anyone can list your home, but the art of negotiation is one of the most crucial parts of a real estate transaction. When you buy or sell, who is working for you? Are you getting the most for your investment? At Hometown Realty of Greenville, we pride ourselves on our negotiations on behalf of our clients. When you sign on the dotted line, we will be by your side throughout the process. Whether it's homes, farmland, or commercial property, call Hometown Realty of Greenville for all your real estate needs.
The Friday night game of the week, a special presentation of Gateway Ford Nissan. Brought to you by
the Marathon Quick Stop Markets, Roberts Furniture and Mattress Gallery, your Greenville Energy Authority by Greenville Federal Bank, Ashley Drug Center by Hometown Realty and Auction, Ace Hardware, Roto-Rooter of Greenville, Andrew Johnson Bank, Rusty's Tire and Alignment, Baileyton Drug Company, by Terry's Flooring, Southbound Real Estate, Davy Crockett TA Travel Center, by Town and Country Pharmacy, by Food City, and by Gateway Ford Nissan.
And now, Friday nights under the lights with the coach, Barry Carter and Brian Staten. Once again, Brian Staten.
Back here at the Black Hole at Chunky Doak High School here in Lower Afton, where the Chunky Doak Black Knights lead the game 21-6. We get set to start the second half, presented by Gateway Ford at Nissan. The Grainger Grizzlies will be kicking it away. And I was listening to Jim do some of the scores in a very tight score. Usually there's a team down in the Knoxville area that handles Alcoa once a year. Their name is Maryville. But it's Bearden tonight at halftime against Alcoa, holding them to just 3 points. It's 6-3 at the half.
Ah, it's a baseball game.
I don't know how long that will last, but that's what it is right now. So Vincennes to kick it away, and they have done a job to kick away from Rush, but now they're kicking it to Treadway, who fields it at the 23. Near side return to the middle of the field to the far side, moving it right to left. 35, 40, 45, and taken out of bounds near midfield. I will say this, you've already alluded to it about 3 or 4 times. The kicking game can give you field position, and the kicking game is allowing Chucky Doak to take field position because, number one, you get great returns on short kicks.
Yeah, and it's a whole – this is going – now, you write this down somewhere, okay?
I'm writing.
This is deep. Yeah. It's easier to go 50 yards than it is 80 yards.
Oh, yeah.
And on the high school level, you'll not see many teams that can line up and drive a ball down the field for 80 yards. Something can happen along the way. So the kicking game is giving Chucky Doak great field position.
From the Grainger 49 after a 27-yard kickoff return by Treadway. The handoff up the middle to Brazen Mervin, and he bounces out of the pack. He was hemmed up at the 45. And then all of a sudden he bursts free down to the 42-yard line, or it'll be a gain of 7, second down and 3.
Yeah, Brazen gets in there behind those big offensive linemen like the guys from Grainger County. You don't find him, and he's fast, but he's not real big, but he's huge. And if you look at his thighs, he's been in the weight room a little bit. But it was lucky because that was almost a missed handoff, but they were able to complete it.
Line of scrimmage was just inside the 50, the first down marker just inside the 40, so a second and a short 3. Here's a little dump-off pass, and this is going to be complete to this is complete to James Seidel inside the 40, and it'll be a 1st and 10, a first down by Apex Bank for the Chucky Doak Black Knights after a gain of 9.
Well, 42 there for Chucky Doak. James Seidel, kind of like he got hit in there. He's probably playing that H-back or whatever, and he just kind of went down the field and turned around, and Palazzo said, just jumped up and hit him. But 3 snaps here in the second half of Checkadoke, and none of them have been clean.
1st and 10 at the 35 of Grainger. In motion across the formation will be Rush. The snap is back. The handoff is to Mervin up the middle. He's got 10. He's got a few more than that inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. It'll be another Gateway. It'll be another Apex Bank first down.
And Gateway, it don't matter.
That's all of it. It's a gain of 10.
Hey, I drove an electric truck at Gateway.
Yeah?
Golly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what truck you drove. It was that electric truck, right?
Yeah, man. They let me test that thing. I wasn't going to buy it because I didn't want to give up my house and all that stuff.
And a kidney?
And a kidney.
Well, that's a good bet there.
Yeah. I might have given a kidney.
Oh, you might have?
Yeah. Because I got 2.
Yeah.
But it's pretty sharp.
I love it.
Yeah.
1st down and 10 coming up for the Black Knights. Palazzo out of the gun. Mervin is lined up to his left shoulder, and it'll be Mervin running it to the right side. He makes a couple of guys miss, and he's still free. Still loose 20. 10 as he'll take it inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, and Brody Wells saves the touchdown, and Brazen Mervin showing his strength.
Yeah, and it's amazing because you're out there as a defensive back, and it happens with Rush too. You're saying, hey, I got him. I'm fixing to separate his numbers. And then he's not there anymore. You're gasping for air, and it's just a great run and a good job. I think Checkadoke's coaching staff got those offensive linemen there at halftime and said, all right, tell us what they're doing. And that's what you can't really do it when you're playing both ways. You can't really make those adjustments on the sideline during the game. So at halftime, you say, all right, what are they doing to it? Okay, this is what we're going to do now.
Inside the Gary's Paint Body red zone, 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. A penalty flag is thrown. I think it's an illegal shift that'll go against Chucky Doak as Mervin will get close to the goal line, but it'll be down at the 1 by Bueno, who has had a big game tonight. So the illegal shift, 2 guys moving at the same time for the Black Knights will move them back 5 yards.
You can't have 2 people moving in motion when the ball is snapped. Now, you can have 1 guy going, but 2 people can't be going, and that's illegal. That hurts a little bit because that pushes him back. But right now, Checkadoke's doing a good job. It looks like that's just a hindrance for him. And I think Mervin's asking to come out of the game again. He don't seem to be
he's not right
100% tonight.
Well, he just kind of took a hit there again, so he's still dealing a little bit with he's kind of pointing to that shoulder area. So he's going to take a break here.
It's not like it's not 150 degrees here either.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. So, in the backfield, the new running back for the Checkadoke Black Knights going nowhere was Gage Hill. As the ball in the line of scrimmage, the 12-yard line. It'll be a loss of about 1.5 yards. Bueno coming into the backfield once again for the Grainger Grizzlies.
Well, that means, okay, one of our leaders is out. Now, what do we do? Okay, I believe we call Treadway or Rush here, this situation. And like I said, I believe Branson must be having a little left shoulder problems.
So it brings up 2nd down, goal from the 13 for the Black Knights. And again, in that backfield on the right side is Gage Hill. Rush is in the slot to the near side. Treadway to the far side. They look to the slot, little receiver screen. Rush comes down with it, and Rush will take it inside the 15, but it's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal from about the 13.
That is what's known as a technique tackle, open field tackle. You got a shifty receiver out there with great speed, good strength, and you're able to make that play. That's a big-time play right there by that defensive back.
Huge down here for Grainger.
Huge.
Number 87, Noah Newcomb for the Grizzlies.
The Black Knights have attempted a field goal right in the same area in the first quarter in this same spot on the field, and a poor snap did not allow them to get the kick away. So Hill in the backfield. Palazzo running away, and he's going to be sacked. Trying to take off, takes off out to the 25 and is brought down at the 27-yard line, and it's a loss of 14 on the play. And in on the stop, Tanner Watson comes up with the sack, and it's 4th down and goal from the 27.
Tried to roll the quarterback to the right, but the defensive end on that side for Grainger County said, you're not coming around through here. He was probably pretty much unblocked, but he didn't chase the ball across the field. He stayed in his position when the quarterback came around his way. And we're going to try a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah, might as well.
Why not?
Rojas to attempt the point. Snap, hold, kick by Rojas is on the way. Is it long enough? No, it's no good. And the Grainger Grizzlies bent, didn't break, and the Black Knights weren't able to really take Grainger out of what they want to do, and that's control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that is so big for Grainger County. Now they're down 15. They can do what they want to do. They've got all the third quarter, all the fourth quarter, so they can pretty much do what they want to do, stay with the game plan that they had, run the football. Had Chuck It Oak scored right there, then we're down 21 points. I just get the math stuff here.
Yeah, that's getting stuff.
22 or whatever, and that changes what you want to do. But now they're in where they need to be.
So first and 10, this ball is going to be spotted at the 20-yard line for Grainger. Davis in the backfield, and hadn't seen this young man since the first quarter. Dawson Fowler, and Fowler will have 10, maybe 12 yards. He carries it up across the 30 to the 34, gain of 14 before Brock Rush can bring him down.
Again, Grainger does a real good job of sealing the edge and not allowing Chuck It Oak to pursue to the outside, and their backs know what to do with it. And Levin is the running back for Dawson Fowler for Grainger has got a little, a little hitch in his giddy up too.
He's ran in the first quarter. We haven't seen him since, and Malakote took over. This will be Cade Williams, the sophomore, and he's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. That's a good open field tackle as well at the line. Elijah Elliott comes up with that stop after a gain of about 2 to the 36. It'll bring up second down.
He was ready to break something loose, and the defensive player for Chuck It Oak came down and crashed down on him and brought him down. And there's not real big back, so if you can get a hold of them, you can bring them down.
Second down, really it's 8 with the ball just across the 35-yard line. Two wideouts to the near side. In the backfield is Malakote once again. He'll get the carry run left, stay behind that big offensive line, and get close to the 40-yard line. And that's a good job turning the ball carrier back inside by Zach Ball. It'll bring up third down just shy of the 40. The line to make is the 43-yard line.
And Malakote lost his helmet, so he has to go out for a play. So that's one of your top running backs over on the sideline with a big third down play, because if you don't get it here, you almost forced to punt.
So they need about 3.5 for a first down. Grainger down 21-6. We have just gone inside of 5 minutes in this quick-moving third quarter after the opening drive by Chuck It Oak turned away on a 45-yard missed field goal attempt. Davis working out of the gun. Fowler to his left shoulder. Fowler is going to get the handoff and look to the near side, and too much speed.
That's good pursuit. Good pursuit by the Chuck It Oak defense. The defensive end on this side saw a wide play coming, came across. And what you want to do as a defensive outside linebacker is you want to turn that in to where all your friends are, and now the friends arrived, and this is a big call right here. Big call right here.
Yeah, Treadway and Rush turned that play right back inside. So 3 wideouts will go to the left side, the far sideline.
I hope, if you're Grainger, you don't want to lose a timeout right here. So they're going for it.
7 seconds on the play clock on fourth down and 4. Davis out of the gun. Back to pass, looking. He's got Williams, and it's tipped away, and it was tipped away by Elijah Elliott, who got a hand on it. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Black Knights take over at the 39.
Very fortunate that thing wasn't another pick six, because they threw it out there on. There's nobody over there but the receiver and the defensive players, and made a good defensive player got his hand on the ball. But that is a big-time call for Grainger County, and I think they see the necessity of getting the ball down the field, that they can't go down another touchdown, because they went for it on their own 39-yard line.
So first and 10 for the Black Knights. Defense standing on their heads, both sides here to start this second half. The Black Knights take over, 3:48 to play in the third quarter.
And Mervin's back in the game.
Palazzo working out of the gun. Mervin on his left shoulder. Mervin gets the handoff, and he's taking it up right up the middle. Well, your shoulder won't hurt if you don't get tackled. 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Chuck It Oak. Touchdown, Brazen Mervin, touching pay dirt from 39 yards.
He might be hanging on to his shoulder a little bit, but his legs are fine. And that's just good blocking on the right side of Chuck It Oak's offensive line. If I could tell who they were, I would, but I can't tell who they are.
One play, 39 yards into the end zone for Brazen Mervin.
Rojas for the point.
That is a backbreaker for Grainger County. Now, I can't do the math. If we get kick this is 28-6. That's 22 points, and you're not an explosive offense.
And Shaky Oaks defense is pretty good. They're going to make it tough on you. So Rojas to attempt the point. Treadway holds it. Rojas' point stoinks off the upright. So it's 21.
And
the lead for Shaky Oaks.
Still
3:39 to play here in this third quarter. We go to a break. We're back in 1 minute. It's Shaky Oaks 27. It's Grainger 6. This is the County Football Game of the Week, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan from WIKQ.
Popsy, Hometown Realty of Greenville is selling Greenville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greenville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greenville today, 423-639-2345.
To Town & Country Pharmacy? At Town & Country Pharmacy, your prescription will be filled in no time. Call ahead and we will bring it out to you. We also offer free local delivery. The staff is friendly and helpful, from checking your blood pressure to consulting you on your medications. We enjoy taking care of our customers. This is Eva, pharmacist of Town & Country Pharmacy, inviting you to come in today and see us or call 798-9000.
This is Friday Nights Under the Lights, featuring Chucky Doak High School. Now, back to the broadcast booth.
Rojas has kicked it deep. He'll kick this one short, and Isaiah Treadway will stop the ball carrier after a return of just a yard. As you watching on Grassroots TV, again, we thank Dalton Lamb and the guys allowing us to kind of hone in on their thing. You're getting a chance to see that run right back. First and 10 for the Black Knights. Defense standing on their heads, both sides here to start this second half. The Black Knights take over, 3:48 to play in the third quarter.
And Mervin's back in the game.
Palazzo working out of the gun. Mervin on his left shoulder. Mervin gets the handoff, and he's taking it up right up the middle. Well, your shoulder won't hurt if you don't get tackled. 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Chucky Doak. Touchdown, Grainger after the kick by Rojas. And again, he's just keeping Grainger on their toes. He's kicked it deep. He's kicking it short. And Davis will line up out of the gun for the Grizzlies, as Wells will line up as the H-back to the right side. Fowler carrying it right up the middle, and he's met in the hole. He got a little bit lower than that of Shepard that time, or Southard, pardon me. And Southard still able to make that stop across the 30 up at the 32-yard line for a gain of 3.
I'm just anxious to see what Grainger does on the offense, where they open up the offense and try to get down the field and get some quick strike stuff. But if they don't, if Chuck it over, say, you can drive this ball, run this ball all the way down the field if you want to. We don't care because you're using time.
Yeah, they went hurry up once. This will be Davis. He'll roll the pocket near side himself. It's a quarterback keeper all the way, 35-40. The ball did come out after he was on the ground. They've already blown it dead. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 coming up for the Grainger Grizzlies at the 42-yard line.
Ran it back to the weak side on a quarterback keeper, which is kind of unusual because you have a lot of short field to work with. But, again, when the quarterback runs it on just a quarterback sweep, you've got big number 8 leading him and probably a running back with him and wide receivers out here leading him as lead blockers.
Dominique Atchison has come in as a corner on that right side for the Chucky Doak Black Knights. Treadway, the corner on the near side as Grainger goes left to right. This will be Davis, rolls the pocket to the far side. He's going to keep it, tuck it at the 40-40. Is upended as Brock Rush, I believe, came up from that safety position. Boy, he is a good run-stopping safety.
Yeah, he and free safety, usually you're saying you're the back pedal and you're back pedal, but when he reads run, he comes and he feels, and when he's there, he kind of jarred himself a little bit too.
They're not worried about passing it. That's for sure.
No, look how close the free safety is.
Second down and 6 coming up for the Grizzlies. Wells to the left side, handed off Fowler, running it to the left side. He's got 5. He's got 10 as he slides it out of bounds. Brock Rush forcing him out of bounds, but it's going to be an Apex Bank 1st and 10 after a pickup of 10 to Chucky Oak territory at the 45.
Well, when Fowler has run that ball to the left, they've had pretty good success, and they, like I said, they're turning the Chucky Oak players inside and not allowing them to pursue out for the ball and give him an edge run, and he gets on the corner with pretty good speed. And again, a secondary person has to make a tackle.
A minute 34 to counting here in this third quarter. Chucky Oak leads 27-6. High snap, and Fowler gets it and runs it left side, and Fowler is upended by the safety, Brock Rush, who has been everywhere, and it'll be a gain of 9. It'll bring up second down and a yard. A little extra on the blocking downfield, a little physical as well.
That's our boy Brody Wells now. He's a big old senior, and he's getting a chance to wear a non-lineman number, and he's finishing blocks down the field. And we got a little talking here. The referee's off on Mr. 55 there because he took offense to the fact that he hit him so hard his helmet came off.
Second down and a yard after a 9-yard gain. This is going to be Davis working out of the gun. Malacote back in there. Wells adjusting to the left side, and they hand it off left side. He runs it left side inside the first down marker at the 35 to the 34-yard line. It's an Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the Grainger Grizzlies, who are down 21.
1st and 10 Grizzlies.
I believe I've noticed a tendency. Wherever 8 is, that's where they're going.
That's where the football is, right?
Yeah, but, if you think about it, and he's right on the line of scrimmage. He's an H-back. If you want to call it that. So he becomes a slash fullback, but he's right on the line of scrimmage, so that's an extra blocker on that side, and Chucky Oak has to adjust the side he's on.
First down and 10 at the 34-yard line, just inside the 34. This will be Malacote handoff to the left side, just weaving around some would-be tacklers inside the 30, and he'll take it down to about the 27-yard line. And on that far side is Jack Southard, who makes another stop after a gain of about 6. Second down and 4 coming up.
Well, that time they took Wells from the right side as the lead blocker to the left side. Good job of blocking. You've got initial blocking up front, and then he fills it.
So we'll call that a gain of 7. And then on the outside, nowhere to go this time.
And the quarterback
as Davis is stopped, and a good stop by Gage Hill. He's going to make it third down, and it's going to be the end of 3 quarters. Third down when we return from the 30 after a loss of 3 on the play. Your score at the end of 3. Chucky Oak 27, Grainger 6. As you listen to the County Football Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer.
1 and 39 yards here this evening. This handoff, actually, it's going to be a play-action bootleg. Davis to throw it, and it's going to be complete to Williams, 25-20. And on third down and 7, the play will go inside the 25, inside the 20 to the 17-yard line for a 13-yard gain.
Fake the handoff to the right, rode the quarterback on the bootleg to the left. The combination route over here, one short, one deep, and he laid that. The quarterback Luke Davis laid that thing right in there where it needs to be, but just beyond the outstretched hands of the Chuckadoke defender, who's in good place. Only place he could throw it, that's where he put it. Congratulations, good job, Grainger.
So it is 1st and 10 inside the Gary's Paint Body red zone. Davis will work out of the gun. Malacote is lined up to his right shoulder. Wells to the left side. They roll the pocket to the right side. Davis is just going to keep it. Got a guy losing his helmet. This could be a 15-yard penalty because continuing to finish the play was the Black Knights Hill after he lost his helmet. And they will give Grainger 15 yards or half the distance here. It's just one of those unfortunate circumstances. Your competitor, you continue to play, but he lost the helmet. You're supposed to stop playing. You're supposed to actually give himself up. And how do you do that?
You're engaged. How do you just stop? You've got your arms wrapped around him. Oops.
I don't think he understands what it is. It's a personal foul. It's really, I think, unsportsmanlike.
Personal foul called.
So the half the distance takes it inside the 10.
That's a tough call. I understand it, but I'm like you. How do you
turn it off?
Yeah, you're wrapped up, and I don't even know if you even realized his helmet came off. You're just playing. I guess you noticed you got a little more air for some reason.
So the ball is spotted at the 8-yard line for half the distance, and it's 1st down and a yard. Davis will work out of the gun. Bootleg, and he's under pressure. He takes a hit. He was looking to get it to Wells, but nice job inside the backfield. And again, Elijah Elliott, not young, a senior in the backfield coming in for the Chuckadoke Black Knights to make that play.
And Mr. Davis is going to learn as he plays this game at quarterback, and he looks like he's going to be a good one, but he's going to learn that when his feet leave the ground, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you got to come, and usually what goes up comes down. But in football, usually somebody's coming down with you. Yeah. So, and that was good pressure right there. The best defense, pace rush, is best pace defense is a pace rush.
Wells will move to the right side as the H-back. Fowler is back in there. He'll get the carry from the 8 to the 5, and inside the 5, maybe down to about the 4-yard line. That'll move the chains for an Apex Bank 1st and goal, as it was just 2nd down and a half yard. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
First, Aiden Dalton on the carry.
So from the 4, Chuckadoke leads at 27-6 here in the 4th quarter with 11:14 to play. Fowler is lined up on the right shoulder once again of Davis. Then the snap over his head. Still can't pick it up. Finally does as he's packed up to the 15, and they'll officially mark him down at the 17, where it'll be 1st and goal at the 17, and it might as well be a holding penalty on a spot foul.
Yeah, and that's almost 2 mistakes made right there, because this first mistake was when the bad snap. The second mistake is when he tried to pick that thing up. And I thought for sure he's going to kick that thing and Chuckadoke's going to pick it up. But that's what we used to call in the coaching ranks a drive killer.
Yeah.
Because now you've got it first. You still, here is what I like. Second and go from what?
The 4.
Yeah.
From the 16, sorry.
16. You don't usually practice 2nd and goes from the 16.
Davis works out of the gun, and before the play clock could go to 0, Grainger had to burn their first of 3 timeouts here in the second half. So we'll take the break. Back in 30 seconds here to the Black Hole. 10-9.
can have this one for free. Second and goal at the 16 out of the Grainger timeout. Chucky Doak leads 27-6. Davis throwing across the middle, and Brock Rush, if he's 6'2", probably has that pick. As it is, it's incomplete.
And I tell you what, it looked like 44 for Grainger County was wide open, but he really wasn't.
Yeah.
Because number 7 back there was going, I'm fixing to get this one. If that ball had been on line where it's supposed to be, Brock Rush is still running down this sideline because he read that. He knew exactly what was coming, and he stepped up to it, but the ball was overthrown.
So 10:15 to play. It's third and goal at the 16. Chucky Doak leads it 27-6. Davis will roll the pocket to the near side for the Grizzlies, and he'll lob it to the corner of the end zone. He's got a man. It's Williams. He makes the catch. Did he stay in bounds?
Yeah, he did.
Touchdown Grainger. Touchdown Cade Williams from Luke Davis on a perfectly placed pass into the corner of the end zone, and it's 6 more for the Grizzlies.
Do you know what the number 1 assignment is for a defensive back?
Stay behind the receiver.
Nobody gets deeper than you are. And that time, the defensive back hesitated. I think he saw Davis come running around the edge, and he thought, well, am I supposed to come up and try to defend this? Nope, you got to be as deep as the receiver, and he just kind of submarined that thing underhanded like up in there. It wasn't over the top kind of pass. I guess it was. But anyway, that's a big play.
Cade Williams on the 2-point conversion comes in late, and it's just a direct snap to the Wildcat, and it's actually a 2-point is converted. So convert the 2-point conversion to make the game 13. And that's where we'll be when we return in 30 seconds. New score, 10:08 to play in the game. It's Chucky Doak 27, Grainger 14.
Community minded, just like you.
You care about the future of this community. You grew up here. You've raised a family here. Your life is here. So is ours. Greenville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community minded, just like you.
He's Tire and Alignment, located at 1044 West Summer Street in Greenville.
Welcome back. Now, here's Brian Staten.
Pretty impressive drive for a team not concerned about the score. 15 plays, 71 yards. They did get a couple of penalties in there, one with the helmet popping off. And of those 15 plays, 4 of them through the air, including the touchdown. The 16-yard touchdown strike on third down and goal from the 16. Davis to Williams, the 2 sophomores combining. And the point after was a 2-point conversion converted. And so it's a 27-14 Chucky Doak lead, about to receive this kickoff.
So now the 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, guess what? You're supposed to win. That's why the coach went for 2. And it looks like, I don't know if they got that thing on a tee or what it is. It looks like it's laying on the ground.
Well, they believe an onside. It is. So the onside is actually bobbled by the Black Knights, and I think the Grizzlies have fallen on top of it. They have. The Grizzlies recover the onside. That's Malacote after it hit a Black Knight. And then it popped right to Malacote, who recovers it at the 45.
I don't know if for sure if it's who it was, but it looks like if it was Austin Smith, he's got a big old cast on his eye. So, they were maybe expected, and it hit him right in the chest and bounced off. And
Chucky Doak lead, about to receive this kick.
Once, guess what? And that's why the coach went for 2. And it looks like, I don't think on a tee, it's laying on the
ground. Even onside, it is. So the onside is actually bobbled by the Black Knights, and I think the Grizzlies have the football back as Wells will displace from the right to the left side. Davis is going to follow him on that left side. He'll break 1 tackle, but then not the second by Elijah Elliott. It's a gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Well, Grainger's kind of played herself back into this game right here because Chucky Doak's not put 1 touchdown up here in the second half. But still, they don't have any explosive plays. They need an explosive play to rig it because we're near 9 minutes now, so they got to score quick.
27-14. Chucky Doak with the lead against the Grizzlies, who have it back, and the handoff. This is going to be Fowler. He breaks a tackle at the point of contact, right at the line of scrimmage. And then he's going to be brought down by James Seidel inside the 45 to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3, and it brings up 3rd down and 6.
This Fowler kid's a pretty good runner.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He runs hard. He's a little bit bigger, I think, than the rest of their backs, but he runs hard. And when he finds a hole, a lot of times your running backs run with your eyes as much as your feet. You start one way and you see the hole open up and you step, you plane and you cut to that hole, and he does a good job of that.
Third down, 6 coming up for the Grizzlies. With the snap, handoff is to Fowler, and Fowler is going to break the initial line of scrimmage and get close to a first down carry inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. It'll be 4th and a yard coming up after a gain of 5.
This is what you call a big play, and I believe we're bringing I was going to say they're bringing the jumbo unit in, but those guys got back numbers on. But this is a big play right here, and again, the clock is ticking. The clock is Grainger County's biggest enemy right now, so they've got to go quick. They've got to score 14 more points in 8 minutes.
4th and a yard, they go big. As the Wildcat is Malacote. Malacote is going to get the carry, the first down. The Apex Bank 1st and 10 inside the 35-30 and down to the 27-yard line. He'll gain 9 yards on that play.
I don't know about you, but it looked like there's a whole lot of movement going on before the ball was snapped. Maybe I just thought I saw it, whatever. Ow, I just got bit by a mosquito or something. On the joys of being outside.
Yeah. So Wildcat again, Malacote, and a penalty flag for, I think, an illegal substitution as Malacote breaks a tackle, stays on his feet as he moves it inside the 25 to the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. He's into the Gary's Paint Body red zone. But it was either the illegal substitution or the illegal shift, and it is.
They did that the last time, too. Because somebody, I guess if it's somebody in the backfield that moves too quick, it's probably not, I don't know, it's a legal shift or had too many people move, something crazy. It wasn't something he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And he got caught.
It's illegal.
Yeah. Streets called it a legal shift.
So it'll bring up a first down and 15 with the ball back at the 32-yard line. Again, out of the gun, this will be a pass complete to Williams. Williams, 2 men miss 30. 25-20. Williams, 10-5, and he's taken out of bounds by Isaiah Treadway, who saves the touchdown. But it'll be inside the Gary's Paint and Body red zone, and an Apex Bank 1st and 10 inside the 10 at the 6.
Yeah, just stand up there and throw it to that little wide receiver, a little flanker out there. And again, that's some athletic ability right there. We've seen some athletes on this field tonight, and he got in the space, Sheckett Oaks open space, and he made some moves and great play by Treadway to keep him from going into the end zone.
But a 1st and goal coming up for Grainger, down 27-14. These games are always competitive. Last year was 56-30. Don't let the school fool you. Sheckett Oaks scored late after a tight 3 quarters of play. Handoff, this will be Malacote from the 6 to the 5, and he's tripped up by Brock Rush at around the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Nice job blocking over on the right side, right guard and right tackle. And big number 8 again, who's, I believe.
Time is called for an injured player.
I think we've got
it's
Malacote down because both these backs seem to have been banged up, but they're not big kids.
Right.
They're not big kids, but they're running into big kids.
Yeah.
That's not a good combination.
And Hunter Malacote is able to walk
he acts like, somebody answers the phone, he'll be all right.
Couple of finals tonight, one of them being North Green. They get a 36-0 win against Castlewood, Virginia tonight. And Westridge losing 40-0 last year to Daniel Boone. They win tonight against the Trailblazers 26-18 are a couple of finals. Greenville has tied it up with Dobbins-Bennett. They're tied up at 14. And meanwhile, West Green at their last score report at halftime, it was a 15-14 Buff lead at halftime on top of Rome Mountain.
Rome Mountain.
Fans want to give a shout out to all the athletic.
Another thing they don't do at Rome Mountain, they don't mow the field either.
Not very much. No.
We thank you very much.
I've lost footballs up there.
During warm-up. During
warm-up, yeah. Anybody seen Joey? No, he was standing over there a while ago, and now, hey, look in that grass there. Oh, there he is. We had big football players.
2nd down and goal. Malacote goes out of the game. They're going to go Wildcat with big Brody Wells at 7'4", 520. And Brody Wells is into the end zone. Touchdown Grainger. Touchdown Brody Wells as he powers his way in from 4 yards. And hold the phone, the Grainger Grizzlies are within 7.
Yeah, it's got really interesting here all of a sudden. And Chuckett Oak has made some plays and kind of hurt herself, and now Grainger are going to do the same thing again.
And they're going to get a little bit closer because they're going to cause Chuckett Oak to jump offside. Your concern at halftime was a lot of guys for Chuckett Oak going both ways.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when you play a running team like Cloudon or Grainger,
they power football too.
Yeah, I mean, and you get tired.
Wells to attempt the 2-point. And again, he's got the entire student body section on top of him. It doesn't matter. His 2-point conversion is good, and the Grizzlies are to within 5.
Wow.
6:54 to play. We go to a break, and we're back in 30 seconds with the kickoff. It's now Chuckett Oak 27, Grainger 22, as you listen to the County Football Game of the Week, presented by Gateway.
Hometown Realty of Greenville is selling Greenville and Greene County 1 yard at a time. Every coach knows making the right call is what makes his team successful. If you want success in moving your real estate, get the home field advantage. Make sure to make the right call. Call Hometown Realty and Auction of Greenville. Hometown Realty offers you professional service with local hometown people you know and trust. Call Hometown Realty of Greenville today, 423-639-2345.
It's Under the Lights, featuring Chuckey Doak High School. Now, back to the broadcast booth.
So we welcome you back. 7 plays, all on the ground, 45 yards. Well, with the exception of the 26-yard pass play, which was a little receiver slip screen to big Cade Williams. Not very big, but that was the play that set it up. First down and goal from the 6. And the drive was started on an onside that hit Austin Smith, who's got a cast on his hand.
Yeah, I mean, he just basically just got one hand. Now we're just running everywhere.
And so they're trying to figure out how to kick it, and so they do late, and I think you can't do that. I think that's illegal. I don't think you can move 4 or 5 times before you kick it.
I don't know if the ball was ever played. It was delay a game.
Yeah, it was delay. He didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
6:54 to play. It's a 27-22 lead for Chuckey Doak. 7 plays, 45 yards. They're trying the onside again. Isaiah Treadway is up there. They've taken Smith out. Smart move with the cast on his hand.
Yeah.
He was unable to field it.
Give him credit for being out there, but golly. And I would have never thought in my life, I guess this shows my intelligence, that Grainger, with the type of offense they had, could have got down the field and scored as fast as they did, but they did.
Well, it took a pass play. And it was a chunk.
Yeah.
And so it was the chunk by Williams. And he's an athlete. He's just like Brock Rush. He's going to be just like Brock Rush. Vincez is going to kick it, and he's just going to set it, and he's not going to move it this time. So the onside attempt be fielded by Chuckey Doak, and then falling on top of it inside the 45 at the 44-yard line by Brock Rush. That's a guy you'd like to have with the ball.
That's called the all hands team. Put your receivers and running backs up there that are used to handling the football, and when it comes to you, just grab hold of it and take a knee.
6:51 to play.
Grainger has 2 timeouts left. If Chuckey Doak can get a good drive going here, get a couple of first downs, it would be huge for him. At least get the ball down on the far end of the field. No mistakes right here for Chuckey Doak. All positive plays.
27-22. They really haven't had it much here in the second half either. Grainger's done good keep away. Mervin, who was out with a something banged up, will take it inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. He'll gain 6. We're to bring up 2nd down and 4.
It's terrible when you're a football player and you get something banged up.
Yeah.
There's something banged
up.
Yeah, right now we're not. If you're Chuckett Oak, you're not so much concerned about breaking one long as you are just hanging on to the football and getting, like I said, positive yards. And if it opens up and you can go the distance, obviously, but right now ball security and take care of it. Get a couple first downs, keep a drive going, keep the clock running. You should be in good shape.
I think a lot of number 13 here in this drive.
A lot of 13.
Number 8, Palazzo works out of the gun. On his left shoulder is Mervin, and Mervin gets the handoff. He'll take it up the middle, and he will take it inside the 35. That'll move the chains. That'll move the chains for a Apex Bank 1st and 10 for the Black Knights to the 34. Bueno comes up with the stop for
one of the Chuckett Oak players got a little aggravated over there, and he's fixing to get flagged. And his teammates are trying him to hush because we definitely don't need a penalty right here. Don't back us up. Keep moving forward.
Mervin has gone over 100 yards with his 39-yard touchdown. That was early in this second half, and then hasn't been able to touch it because Checkatoke hasn't had it on offense. Grainger had run 23 consecutive plays without Checkatoke touching the football. Well, they were running, and it's a backward pass, and Brock Rush can't come up with it, and then somehow, some way, is able to recover it as it slides through his legs, and he covers it up all the way back at the 42-yard line for a loss of 9.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that right there. I mean, it was, again, another one of those backward passes. If you throw the ball backward, if the line of scrimmage is up here and you throw the ball back behind the line of scrimmage, then it's a live ball, and anybody can get it. Same as a fumble if they don't catch it.
Caught it.
Yeah, so that was big right there. Now you're in a second down and really, really long, and I don't think if you're Checkatoke, you want to put the ball in the air right here.
Second down and 20, 5 seconds on the play clock to 4, to 3, to 2. They get the snap off, but it doesn't get all the way back to Palazzo, who fields it, throws it out to Rush, who was open, and then Brock Rush has got a cramp.
Makes it third down.
That surprises me. And Checkatoke needs next week they need to work on the center quarterback exchange because they're not being very clean so far.
So the incompletion. Palazzo hasn't thrown it much, and he hasn't had many incompletions in this game. That's just his second incompletion of the contest. And the injury timeout to Rush, who dealing with the cramp. He went down immediately. He landed awkwardly as well. And so the score 27-22. A third down and 20 is coming up.
Pride said, we got you this year. What do you think about that? So this is a good cramp right here.
Yeah, he's really struggling. I understand Greenville and Dobbins-Bennett is in a weather delay. There is a line of thunderstorms that is just north of us, and Kingsport is dealing with that right now, and it's just moving from probably Castlewood, Virginia, and it's heading straight towards us. So right now, we've got a line of storms that is getting ready to get into the Bulls Gap area, and there's 4:32 left here.
Now, wait a minute. Kingsport is below Bulls Gap.
But now I'm talking about us. There's the whole line of storms that's in Kingsport right now and heading towards us right now into the Bulls Gap area, which is coming just up the bypass 11E.
Which is right. Well, you can tell if you go to West Green High School and look down the Andrew Johnson Highway, if it's dark back in that way, it's coming. If it's above the 4-lane, it's going around us.
Right.
But I've got a cure for these cramps. You know what that is, don't you?
Don't have muscles.
Don't have muscles. I hadn't had a cramp in 25 years.
Yeah. You just got bad cartilage.
Yeah, arthritic knees.
Okay, yeah, that's what's going on.
You think a man's leg as short he was, he wouldn't have anything like that, but whatever.
So Rush continues to get worked on by the train. I mean, he's writhing in pain down there. He may have landed a bit more awkward than I thought initially. No, they're working the cramp out.
Yeah, they're trying to get that cramp to come out, boys. And then once you have one, they who know everything say that they won't go away. I may have to take a break here in a minute. I appreciate grassroots media doing what they are, but if Dalton Lamb smarts off me one more time, I'm taking him down.
Yeah, Dalton's a big old boy.
Well, he ain't gonna catch me.
Okay.
Okay. He might, if I can get within arm's reach of him, he may just pulverize me. But
I don't want you cramping up on him.
Well, I'll turn my back on him. He'll think I'm leaving or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Rush has continued to be worked on. He's going to get up.
And it's Brock Rush, able to walk off on his own.
That's the old crank walk.
Give him a nice round of applause.
I mean, it only was 112 degrees here today.
Yeah. And then right now, it feels pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Dalton, you doing okay over there? Yeah, he's doing great.
Third down from the night.
Dalton played for me. That's why I retired.
Oh. Third down and 20. Ball is spotted back at the 43-yard line. First down marker just inside the 25, just inside the 24. So about 19 and a half yards to go.
We're going to throw it again.
Palazzo
my.
going to loft it downfield for Treadway, and it's going to be picked off at the 12. Just lobbing it up there, trying to get Treadway to go get it, and then a little dancing afterwards. Probably should have been a penalty, was not. And it's Isaiah Kyle who comes up with the pick over Isaiah Treadway, who just never located the ball, or I feel as if Treadway's got that one easily. But it's 1st and 10, 89 yards to go, 4:24 left in the game, and the Grainger Grizzlies have scored 16 unanswered.
Well, if you look on the bright side of that, you could say, well, that's as good as a punt.
True. You didn't want that.
But no, it's not either. I mean, they've got it, and you've given Grainger life here. Now, can they do anything with it?
From the 11-yard line, handoff right side is Fowler. You don't have your top tackler out there, and Fowler loses the football, and Chucky Doak has it.
Wow.
Fowler lost it. It just popped out of his hands. 2 penalty flags fly at the end of the play, and Waycaster is at the bottom of that pile. As he was being tackled, the ball landed right where his head was, and he just snatched it away, and it's 1st and goal at the 9.
Somebody from Chucky Doak, and if we could figure out who it is, we'll give him player of the game, because he reached in with his left hand and popped that thing loose, because Flower was about to make a cut coming back across the field, across the grain, and somebody put a hand in there and popped it out and check it up. And Waycaster says, hey, if that ball's laying on the ground beside me, I just need to pick it up.
It looked like Seidel. 8.
But no, it's not either. I mean, they've got it, and you've given Grainger life here. Now, can they do anything with it?
From the 11-yard line, handoff right side is Fowler. You don't have your top tackler out there, and Fowler loses the football, and Chucky Doak has it.
Wow.
Fowler lost it. It just popped out of his hands. 2 penalties.
They're going to go back, I guess, now.
This is against Chucky Doak.
See, I mean,
it's not offsetting.
It might have been 2 against Chucky Doak.
1st and 10 ball near the 25.
Would that been? Would they mark off 2?
So it's 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Chucky Doak Black Knights. They have the ball back, 4:17 to play. Rush back out there. Handoff Mervin up the middle. Mervin is going to be taken down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. He'll gain 7. We're going to bring up 2nd down and 3, and the clock continues to run.
And I'd say if anybody other than Mervin touches this ball right now, we got a new scoop. Don't do anything. Make Grainger use their timeouts and put this thing away, put it to bed, and get out of here with a win. A tough win.
Fowler was running to the right side, saw a little daylight, and as he was trying to cut, he didn't take much of a hit, but it was enough to pop that ball from his breadbasket onto the ground. And Waycaster, who was on the ground, recovered it for Chucky Doak after the Black Knights threw the interception to Isaiah Kyle of Grainger and fielded it at the 11. This is going to be Mervin. He'll be taken down to the backfield by Brody Wells. And Wells has come to life offensively, and now a big play defensively for a loss of about 4, actually caught a loss of 3 back to the 21.
Well, we don't care.
Right, yeah.
Because right now all we're doing is we're competing against the clock. We're letting it run. We're going to take as much time as we need to. In fact, you might even want to run this thing down, watch the play clock, and check it out. May even call a timeout if I have to. Just run, time off the clock. Make Grainger to have a time to use her timeouts. But right now, you're just trying to manage clock.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down
and about 7 for the Black Knights. Play clock is inside of 5 seconds. 2 seconds. They snap it with 1 and hand it off to Brazen Mervin, 20.
Hang on to
Down
it.
to the 16-yard line. He needs 1 more yard for a first, and Mervin comes up injured, and Gimpy on the play.
Brazen Mervin on a great stop.
And then
That may be it. I'm not sure if that's
more
a
than
twist or.
Player injured.
Then he TKO'd the ground. Because he was just smacking the ground as he's frustrated with whatever seems to be the injury he's dealing with. It'll be 4th down and another injury timeout for the Black Knights. We step aside for this timeout. Back with more right after this. 2:30.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Tommie's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommie's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommie's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommie's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommie's a call at 638-3662.
Fourth and a yard. They need just inside the 15. Without Mervin, not in the game. Into the game has come Jack Southard. He is on the right shoulder of Nick Palazzo. Brock Rush is in the slot to the far side. Did they jump?
Chucky Dope jumped.
The official says the umpire is pointing at Chucky Dope. It'll be a false start, back him up 5 yards. It's 4th down and 6.
False start called on the Knights.
Wow, that changes your best running backs over here on the sideline. I don't think you want to take a chance in throwing it.
4th and 7.
And Chucky Dope's going to call timeout and say, this is a big play right here.
Well, the series, as you so astutely alluded to in our pregame, began in 1977 between these two teams when they played. Winning the first 7 games in the series was Rutledge/Grainger. 1977 to 1982, these two teams played, and in 1982, when the last game was played, known as Rutledge, Chucky Dope lost 50-0. When they resumed the series as the new Rutledge, now known as Grainger High School, they dropped the county part of it because it wasn't Grainger County that was attending, because Washburn never did. We're not coming across the mountain. So 2001, and they have played rather consistently since 2001. They had the series for 2 years. They stopped the series mostly because of district play. And then from 2009 to 2014 played consecutively, in which the Chucky Oak Black Knights won 4 of their 5 games. Then from 2017 to 2021, Grainger winning 5 in a row before Chucky Oak winning last year in Rutledge 56-30 in the 19th meeting tonight. Every game for the most part, not last year and not that 50-0 game I told you about, but there have been some very competitive games.
We're going to kick a field goal.
So Rojas will attempt his 3rd of the night.
Let's hope it don't get blocked. You know what I'm saying?
A bad snap on the first in the first quarter. A miss from 45 yards, and this one from 37 yards is going to be Treadway just picking it up, trying to make a play.
Oh, God.
Throws it back to Rojas, where it's going to be a turnover on downs, and it was nearly picked and nearly returned likely the route. But 2:23 to play. I think they tried a little trick play, a little throwback to Rojas, but it was covered up nicely by Grainger.
Oh, my goodness. I'm having flashbacks of coaching past, the Christmas coaching past. Golly, that was almost a.
What did you call that play?
I call that play. What they did, they're going to throw it back to Rojas, and he was going to do it. Grainger said, "You realize how close that was to being a pick six?" Golly.
You know what I call that play?
What?
An opponent first down.
That's guaranteed.
Let's run the opponent first down.
Yeah, wow.
First and 10 from the 35. Few lightning bolts behind us as Davis will roll the pocket to the right side for Grainger. And they've got a couple of timeouts remaining, and this pass is incomplete, stopping the clock with 2:16 to play.
I still think that Grainger is not. They're not got the. I'm not sure their offense right now is capable of putting up chunk plays, and you got to give chunk plays here with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go.
Rush is out there. Treadway is out there for the Chucky Oak Black Knights. Elijah Elliott over there on the far side has made a ton of plays in that secondary this evening. Seidel at the line of scrimmage has been great, and Waycaster at the line of scrimmage. But this is going to be Grainger's 2nd and 10. Davis will roll the pocket. He's going to keep it. He's going to run through one at the 40. He'll take it up to about the 42-yard line. Over there on that far side.
Here. He's lost his helmet. He's got to go out. So the backup quarterback for Grainger has got to come in here with 2:03 on the clock.
And Zach Ball, who made the tackle, really just got in Davis's way because he didn't move well to get over there, and he's struggling with some cramps as well.
Yeah, and like I said, this would be the time of the game where you start cramping up. But Davis needs to learn to go down. You know, because he just took on a defensive player. Give him credit for it, but you know that's pretty tough for a quarterback.
Well, there's 2:03 to play. There is some storm activity heading our way, and it's a lot more visible than I think the officials are looking toward that
don't
direction.
look up here.
Yeah, don't look. They're not.
This is 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go.
And Chucky Oak leads 27-22, and Grainger has scored 16 unanswered.
Now, okay, the quarterback lost his helmet. He goes out.
He's able to walk it off.
Now, Grainger could use a timeout and get him back in, or can he come back in because there's a stoppage in play?
He can call a timeout, but they have 2 left. It's 3rd down, and it's a big 3rd down. But you also have Big Brody Wells back there that can get you short yardage, which he's done 3 times here in the second half.
They're going with turn this way. I can't see your number.
So I think it is going to be Malacote. It is, and Malacote will get up to about the 39, and that's about it as Waycaster comes up with the big stop, making it a 4th down and ½ yard, and the clock runs with 1:45 to play.
How many timeouts Grainger got left?
2.
It might be time to think about it.
They kick to the line of scrimmage very, very quickly, and they will go quickly. But Davis is back into the game at quarterback for Grainger. He'll roll the pocket near side on 4th down, looking to throw. He's going to lob it downfield, and it's going to be Cade Williams. Did he catch it? He did not. He was out of bounds, and it's a turnover on downs. He made the catch, but he couldn't catch it in bounds, and there's a penalty flag well behind the play.
This is probably going to be...
It'll be a late hit.
late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct, illegal receiver downfield.
He threw it. It was a
illegal man downfield on the Grizzly.
As Davis declined it. And it's a 1st and 10 for Checky Doak. And with 2 timeouts left for the Grainger Grizzlies and 1:21 to play, and a thrilling finish here at the Black Hole.
Well, nobody's listening to me, but do not put the ball in the air. Run it straight ahead. I don't care if you might even run the quarterback straight ahead.
On 4th and a half yard,
they threw it.
With Brody Wells in that backfield just to get the new set of downs. Right, I agree.
Right.
So 1st down and 10 for Checky Doak. They have it at the 44-yard line of Grainger. Moving left to right and leading 27-22. Their only score of the second half, a Brazen Mervyn 39-yard run. And Palazzo is going to go down and take a knee. And he did so very, very late. And Grainger, they had to get up there and force him to go down. So Grainger will burn one of their 2 final timeouts.
Grainger didn't get a good job. They just let him. I don't know if they thought he was going to go straight to the knee or not, but Palazzo, being a smart kid like he is, with a lot of quarterback in his family, said, I'll just stand here till you come after me.
Yeah.
I thought that was thunder. That's a drum.
We may not need this light here very soon. We can turn it off because we'll get some natural light, it would appear. Not that kind of natural light.
Well, see, I don't worry about lightning. Lightning attacks, strikes the highest objects. I'm the safest person here. Now, if it hits the widest object, some people be in trouble.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong. I'm bringing a. Next time we come out here to Chucky Duck, I may have like a little mini fridge. Next time we show up. Or we just have a big old time up here.
Yeah, we'll have a party. But I didn't say anything about Dalton Lamb being big, did I? I just said some people, if they were wide.
There is National Weather Service has just listed a thunderstorm advisory for pea-sized hail, wind gust of 50 miles an hour, and dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning heading our way. Palazzo will take another knee on 2nd down and 16. Takes the knee at the 45 of Chucky Doak, forcing Grainger to call the timeout.
That was fantastic right there. Palazzo takes that knee. The defensive players come up to him and, rush right up to him to make him take a knee. So he goes down on the knee, and then he acts like the guy from Grainger hit him while he's on his knee, so he fell over. Absolutely Academy Award performance, my friend. That's sharp.
Several games in lightning delays right now. Greenville, Dobbins, Bennett, Johnson County's in a lightning delay. Jellicoe is in a lightning delay right now. 3rd down and long, and Chucky Doak will take another knee.
He may have hit him that time.
And inside of 30 seconds, that'll be it. Chucky Doak won't have to take another snap, and they'll survive here this evening.
Survive's a good word.
Grainger was coming. They scored 16 unanswered. Chucky Doak was starting to get a bit weary with some injuries, and on 4th down inside of 10 seconds and the play clock just getting to 20, this game was over. And the Chucky Doak Black Knights and the Billy Kaler era is going to 2-0, and the Black Knights have a big showdown with West Green next week.
Could be a good one.
The Chucky Doak Black Knights put up 21 first-half points on 2 defensive scores, and then 2 touchdowns by Brazen Mervyn from distance hold off the Grainger Grizzly comeback attempt here tonight from the Black Hole, and they get their first back-to-back win against Grainger since the 2010-2011 season, when they beat Grainger back-to-back 30-21 and 20-14. They capped it off with 3 straight years in 2012 with a 34-33 win here at Lower Afton. Here tonight, they hold off the Grainger Grizzlies by doing so by 5. And their defense turning them over a couple of times. Final score here tonight, the Chucky Doak Black Knights 27, the Grainger Grizzlies 22. Stay tuned. Our McAfee and McAfee Law Firm postgame report is coming your way. This has been County Football Under the Lights on Friday night, presented by Gateway Ford Nissan from WIKQ.
West Green Shopping Center about Med's packaging of your medications.
And now, back to the field with Brian Staten and Barry Carter.
Chucky Doak knocking off the Grainger Grizzlies to go to 2-0 on the year. They win at 27-22, beating the weather that is coming here towards Greene County. It's time for your McAfee and McAfee postgame here from Chucky Doak High School.
This is Attorney Barkley Bell. Helping people is a good investment. The team at McAfee and McAfee know how it works. We have one of the most respectable and effective law firms in our region. We take the time to get to know you and handle each case with a strong strategy. Don't make important legal decisions without us. Trust the team at McAfee and McAfee Law Firm. 423-638-7000. We're the right firm right now.
Welcome back to the Greene County Football Game of the Week. This is the McAfee and McAfee Law Office postgame show.
It's time for our Interline Mortgage scoring recap as the Chucky Doak Black Knights led at 21-6 at halftime. They would have the football to start the second half. Really not a coaching adjustment, but a probably must-have to put the game away. Score on the opening drive for the Black Knights as they precede the second half kickoff. They would do just that. They would get inside the 13, but a sack and a loss of 14 on a play on third down and goal from the 13-yard line would take Chucky Doak really in field goal range. Rojas has the leg, but from 45 yards, his attempted field goal was no good, and Grainger turned away the Chucky Doak threat. They would go for it on fourth down from their own 39. Their pass would fall incomplete. The Black Knights would take one play to get into the end zone, with Brazen Mervin breaking the 100-yard mark on a 39-yard touchdown to make the game at that time 27-6, and all seemed right with the world. Well, Grainger would respond on the ensuing drive, marched 15 plays, 71 yards, and a lot of that was set up on a penalty that allowed the drive to continue, and also a 13-yard pass play from Davis to Williams. Well, those two would connect from 16 yards away in the corner of the end zone, and the two-point conversion was good. It was 27-16. Chucky Doak on the very next series actually lining up for the onside kick was Grainger, and they would actually hit a Chucky Doak player in the chest who had a cast on his arm in Austin Smith. Grainger would recover it. They would take it 7 plays, 45 yards into the end zone, capped off on a 4-yard run by Brody Wells. The two-point conversion made it a 5-point game. Chucky Doak would get the football. They would run it, they would throw it, and then they would throw an interception, and it would go down to the 11. The ensuing play for Grainger was a fumble recovered by Waycaster. Chucky Doak could not get into the end zone. A fake field goal attempt on a pass, on a rollout pass by Treadway back to Rojas was nearly picked, and I don't know if they would have scored, but they would have had better field position than the 35-yard line. But a fourth and less than a yard pass completion or pass attempt would be caught by Cade Williams, but out of play, and that would be the end of the game as Chucky Doak would take 3 knees and kill the game and win it 27-22. That's your Interline Mortgage scoring recap. When we come back, it's time for our player of the game. That's when we continue with our McAfee and McAfee postgame. Your final score was Chucky Doak 27, Grainger 22, the county football game of the week.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Busted pipes got you down? Need a utility line trenched out? Whatever your light backhoe needs, groundhog trenching is the solution. Groundhog trenching does the digging so you don't have to. Whether you need to bore under the driveway, sidewalk, road, or maybe you just need help with your next livestock burial, groundhog trenching can do the job. Give us a call or even send us a text today to find out how the groundhog can help on your next project. Call 423-823-8308. That's 423-823-8308.
Boy, now he affected the game offensively, he affected the game defensively, and he changed Grainger. I hope Grainger's kicking. I hope they don't punt it like that all the time.
I doubt it.
But he changed the way that they punted to him and kicked off too. So, I mean, he impacted the game whether he was actually touching it or just out there.
The player of the game is here, brought to you here in this game by great real estate and auction team. Call Bill Brown, his team, 525-5341. Chucky Doak wins at 27-22. You get a chance to see them next Thursday night here on 103.1 FM WIKQ. And they'll take on a West Green team that they like to run the football too. They like to be physical as well. And what we saw tonight from Chucky Doak, they get some guys a little bit banged up, and it's a different looking group.
I think it's key whether Mervin is healthy next week.
Yeah.
If he's not healthy, it changes the whole concept of it. I mean, he's such a dynamic runner. And what you like about backs like Mervin, you may shut him down 3 or 4 times and boom, 50 yards. Yeah. I mean, they can go the distance at any time. And so you have to be on your toes. You got to play assignment football. If you blow an assignment, you're seeing his numbers. It gets smaller and smaller going down the field. But he's got to be healthy.
Hey, we got bonus coverage as Dobbins Bennett Greenville was in that lightning delay. We'll be throwing it to that here coming up. But, Coach, always good to see you, buddy.
I can't think of anything I'd rather do than spend Friday night under the tent.
Under the tent.
Down here in Lower Afton.
Well, good luck next week. I'll miss you. I'll be thinking of you, though.
Yeah, you won't think
but
about
I'll miss
me,
you. I'll be
that's
missing
okay.
you. I will be missing you.
Well, we'll try to pick up the slack without you because you are.
Right.
You are the best.
Right. Hey, well, the executive producer.
I said you're the best. What about me?
You're really good.
Okay, thank you.
You are.
Thank you. I'm just good. You're the best. Okay.
But you're just like, but I have to be like just a best, then you have to be just like a shade under best. So what's that?
I'll have to think about that now.
Bester?
Bester? Yeah. You're best. You're just not the bester.
There you go. There you go. You're bester.
Well, it's time to go home.
The executive producer of our Game of the Week coverage presented by Gateway Ford Nissan is Nathan Humbert. Thank him so much for what he does. Our studio host is Jim Millers. Game station engineer is Mary Jo. And, of course, special thanks to Rhonda Carter. The staff here at Chucky Doak, thanks to Kyle. And I'm thinking of you, Kyle. I hope everything is going well. I know that you got the good vibes going on there, but thank you so much for what you do helping us get set up, as well as Dalton over there. Thanks to Grassroots TV for showing you some of the pictures tonight. We're just so thrilled to be able to be on board with them and be silly and ridiculous at some times, but also bring you some good quality football like we did tonight with Grainger taking on the Chucky Doak Black Knights and Chucky Doak holding on 27-22. We invite you to stay tuned. Jim Miller standing by with bonus coverage of Greenville and Dobbins Bennett from 99.5 FM WGRV and 103.1 FM WIKQ. Our coverage of the County Game of the Week presented by Gateway Ford Nissan is a special presentation of Radio Greenville Sports. For Barry